Truck Stop done teamed up with the boy Mark the Mentor. Are you ready to take your trucking business to the next level? With Truck Stop Pro, you get access to the best load board in the game, giving you the tools to find higher paying loads and streamline your operation. And right now, you can try the Pro plan free for 30 days, a $159 value. Click the link in the description to claim your free Pro plan and start making smarter moves for your trucking business today.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say viewer discretion is advised.
Sweet.
Good morning, good afternoon, good morning. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. All right, so today is Saturday, November 23rd. How's everybody doing? So today we're going to divert from what my original topic was. And we're going to kind of continue the conversation from yesterday. I saw it was a few people that was in the chat that wanted to come up. There was people that were hitting the link that wanted to come up. I saw Dizzy, a few other people that wanted to come up. I think I saw Creative Investors said he wanted to come up and be like a translator between the older audience and the younger audience. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an open panel discussion, right? We're going to do open panel discussion. I will allow 5 people to come up at a time. So as the panel builds up, I only want to have 6 people on the panel, myself obviously included, so 5 guests at a time, and then depending on how many people come up, we'll rotate it. I've allotted what time is it? 1:15, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe about 5 hours I can do this, because then I gotta go. So we're gonna kick it. We already got somebody in the back. We're gonna continue this conversation with Daniel from yesterday, and as people come in, they're welcome to hit the link. And we're not starting off with that many people in the live because, you know, my titles are straightforward and to the point. My titles in the description of what we're talking about. And people click on shit based on what they're interested in. But what is funny to me is people complain about cheap rates and this and all this shit. But you got to understand a lot of the things that occur with what you're doing in trucking and cargo van is all from a mindset. So as a business person, whether you're competing with someone for good reasons or for bad reasons, to me, it would be in my best interest to understand people's mindsets. Why do people think this way? Why does this demographic of individuals, a young demographic of people, think the way they think? There's so many ways, and getting to the bag is more than just the hustle. It's all up here. I like to see the way people think. I want to understand why people think the way they think. I study people's behavior. I study demographics, behavior. So we're going to get to it. I don't care about what other people are interested in. You know, we're going to do what we need to do because I feel like this is what needs to be done, because nobody else is talking to these guys. Every time they come up, they say, man, Mark, we don't have nobody to talk to. The guy last week, the young man yesterday, who we're going to bring up first. All these guys say the thing, guys in the Discord. And these people ain't talking to them. They just exploiting them, right, for money, right, for revenue, for gain, or to get their points across on what they think, how they think this young generation should go about things, but nobody's taking time out their day to talk to them. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to them because they need somebody to talk to. What's going on, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Mark?
Yeah, man. So we're going to continue the conversation from yesterday. I know we started talking this morning. But first, how's your day going?
It's going good. I'm going to go pick up my 3rd route right now.
Now, when we was talking this morning, you said something that was very instrumental. And I wish you would have said this yesterday, because this is something that I talk about all the time. And I think this is one of the reasons why a lot of people in your age range are misled. when you talked about your ideal of what you thought success was and how to get to it, you want to elaborate on what we were kind of talking about in the Discord earlier this morning?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people around my age, uh, somewhere around my age, they'll probably say the same type of thing. You saw Ty Lopez. He said, I'm in my garage," and he's like in front of the Lamborghini, and then that's supposed to get you to watch the video. And then once you watch it, and he's like, "Actually, my prized possession is these books over here," and he turns the camera from the Lamborghini and he turns it to the bookshelf, and he's like, "I read a book a day, and I did a TED talk, and blah blah blah." He has all these credentials, right? And so you go down that lane, and he's like, "Okay, well, if you want to learn more, click right here." And it looks like a live stream. He's acting like, "Oh, I'm gonna start up a live stream. Oh, it's exclusive right now. If you click the link, there's a webinar." And it's like I'm watching this at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's acting like it's a live webinar, but it's really just a pre-recorded webinar. And I'm like, okay, so he's trying to sell me something, and then there's a product associated with it. And same thing with Gary Vee and Wesley Virgin and all these millionaire gurus. I started to realize that they're pretty predatory in their approach, and I don't know how they sleep at night, honestly. But you have to really study them if you want to make money, because what they do is they have a business. It's very profitable. They play on your emotions. They say, "Hey, you want a Lamborghini? Hey, you want to live this type of lifestyle?" And they prey on you. And because you're in a messed up situation, or you want to be rich, you want to live the life with the Lamborghini, you want all this different types of stuff. And especially if you're a young and naive person who's just going out into the world and just exploring for the first time, and you're like, "Man, I don't want to work a job. I want to be rich. I want to live the life," and you don't understand what it takes. A lot of people probably they couldn't even count $1 million, and we're talking about we want to make millions of dollars a year, a month, whatever. We don't even understand what it takes to actually build that up. And so, yeah, obviously I was somebody who fell victim to that. I never paid for a course. However, I did waste a lot of time trying to figure out how to be wealthy. And actually, there was one guy, I was trying to do some type of drop shipping or something, and I was just copying. I found his ads on Facebook, because you can there's like a Facebook ad library, and I followed his account, and I was like actually trying to post stuff the same way he was doing it. And I was like, this is what he's doing. He has an entire business where he puts all this money into advertising. He has the clickbait title. He said there's a free ebook, live webinar. I'm like, this is a business model. And their customer is young people who want to make money, because our parents will tell us, "Don't follow that. That's a scam." And we don't listen. Don't ever listen, because we think we know everything, and I fall victim to that. And a couple years ago, I realized that the track that I was on wasn't going to take me where I want to be. And so I started to, 2 years ago, that's when I started following Mark. And because I thought I was going to get into the cargo van, the box trucks. But then when I saw Mark talk about, if you're not a big dog, or if you're not a boss already, you're not about to call up there and tell them, "Oh, this is what I'm about to pay." They're gonna put you in a trick bag to where you you you're paying what, $600-700 a week. That's before miles and all this different type of stuff. Then you got to pay insurance. A lot of us, like you say, you got box truck dreams but cargo van money. And so, that's kind of what made me want to gear towards, okay, well, I'm gonna get to a position where I get a cargo van, work my way up. I knew that I eventually wanted to get to the semi trucks. And I think, like how we were talking earlier, that's why I think it would be a good next step for me to get a CDL and just start working a job, so that it could be more stable, and so that I'm not working the gig economy. So I guess that's where I'm at with it right now.
You talked earlier about the college dropout mentality from, I guess, things that you were reading and seeing, I guess, years prior. You mentioned Kanye West's album College Dropout. You mentioned Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, we can go on, Steve Jobs, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. And you said that also kind of influenced your mindset of how, I guess, you looked at success going forward, that you didn't need higher a higher level of education to
Well,
reach
if I put it,
success?
let me put it this way. So my thought process was when I was in college, just wasn't challenging to me. It was just uh, memorize this and just pass the tests. The tests were easy. They gave you the entire study guide. If you didn't get 100 on the test, I don't know if you were studying. I seen people, they were just messing around in college. They were spending money to go to college, and they would they would be hanging out in the library. They're all talking. They're supposed to be in there studying and quiet in the library, and they're doing group stuff. Like everybody was doing homework together. Like the homework was hard, and I would just do my homework by myself. I wouldn't talk to nobody. I did all my homework. I went to class. That's all you had to do. It wasn't even hard at all. And I was thinking to myself, like, this is dumbing me down. I was like, I'm too smart for this. And then I found out all these people dropping out of
Well,
college or
wait,
whatever.
you thought what was dumbing you down? The actual work?
The schooling. I feel like it was wasting. Like if you think of your brain as like a computer, you only have so many. I mean, I know our mind is technically limitless, but I'm saying like you only have so much that you can comprehend at a time. So if they're keeping you busy with homework and all this busy work and like sitting through these long classes, the class could honestly be about 30 minutes, but sometimes they got you in there for 2 hours. You're just going through slides. I would be writing down every slide. I don't need all those. I never would go back to the notes because when it's time to do the test, you just study the study guide and you have the books and everything is there. And it was just too easy. I was just like, I thought that, I wanted something else. I didn't want to just, and then they try to put you into a box. They're like, well, what major do you want to do? And I thought I wanted to be an architect because I was good at math. But the school I went to, they offered construction management, which is still a good field to get into. You could become a surveyor and all these different types of things. And it was cool. I learned some stuff. But I just feel like a lot of it was just busy work. And it's just, especially for the cost of college versus the payout. And even though I dropped out, there's people who didn't drop out and they graduated and they just working regular jobs. And I mean, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. Some people thought they were going to be nurses. They ended up being teachers. I don't even like, I don't know. That's what they wanted to do. And instead of doing that, I guess it's not like I did something so grand. I was an Uber driver. People make fun of those type of people. They're like, when you go to your 10-year reunion, oh, this guy's the Uber driver. That was me at the 10-year reunion. I was telling people that I went to school, like a private school though, man. Those people, they went to big universities like University of San Diego, $60,000 a year, like I went to school with a bunch of rich people and stuff. And I don't know, man. So it worked out for some people. It didn't work out for others. And I just seen my mom had 3 master's degrees. And to me, she wasn't living the life that I wanted to live. I felt like the flashy lifestyle was the life that I wanted to live. And as I got older, I realized that it wouldn't matter if I drive a Lamborghini. It wouldn't matter. Like what I really need in life is around $10,000 a month. Like I could live a good life with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if I wasn't trying to be all flashy and buy the Gucci and designer, if I was able to live somewhat modest lifestyle, I feel like that's where my mentality's at now. And that's why I bring up me having the property in Alabama, because I think logically that if everybody's chasing this dream, the American dream is to get your own home. You see what I'm saying? Like, and when you
Wait,
get your own home, now you're gonna
wait,
have
hold
to.
on. Let's talk about it. Whose dream is that? That's what
That's the American dream.
no says who. I mean, that's what
That's what they sold us
that's
after
what the
World
the
War II.
media says. I
No,
don't think
so
that's American dream to own a home. That's a American dream. Is
if I
that
owned a home right now instead of living at home with my mom, do you think I would be considered a loser?
there's people that own homes. We call them, like my mama always called them, house poor. There's a lot of people that get these big homes, but they really ain't got a pot to piss in, a window to throw out. They just get these big homes and they house poor. They really they're drowning in debt because of the home they chose instead of just choosing a modest home. So, not necessarily. There are people that are house poor. You froze up, big dog. And I was talking about that about a month ago, I think, in the Discord with Rich. I had options of different places that when I was buying that I was looking at. You know what I'm saying? So we all can, because we can get certain things. Some people, they just choose to, you know, get something that they know that they can get at that specific a particular time, but they don't think about, well, the what ifs. So what happens if this happens down the line? You froze, big dog. Hit the link again. All right, so this is an open panel discussion. I only want to talk to people 32 and up. 32 and up. There's a lot of people that wanted to come up yesterday, but I didn't want to intrude on other people's times. I felt like yesterday was an individual thing. So today I'm willing to invite up, let's do 5 people. I'll bring up 5 people. All right, I'll bring up 5 people at a time. So anybody that wants to come up, I only want to talk to people 32 and under. I want to do an open panel discussion, and we can kick it. We can kick it. I only want to talk to people 32 and under. Kind of understand your mind. We got this work-life balance thing. We got people that want to build businesses off of gig apps. They think they're going to be able to build a sustainable living off of gig apps. So I only want to talk to people 32 and under today. All right. So everybody that wanted to talk yesterday, now is your time. Now is your time. You can't say Mark didn't give you an opportunity. I didn't give you a platform. I saw Creative Investor. I saw Dizzy click the link. There were a bunch of people that was clicking that link yesterday that were in the chat that wanted an opportunity to speak in an open platform setting. Now's the time. We'll let the room build up. We'll let the notifications go out. I understand it takes time. It took time yesterday for the room to build up. I get it. So we're not in no rush. We'll let Daniel come back. We know he's out there working. We know his signal is going to be a little choppy. But I want to talk to people 32 and under. A lot of people 32 and under are thinking they can build a sustainable life by freelancing. And I just don't, I'm trying to understand the mindset. Where did this come from? Where did the older generation fail you? If we did fail you, I don't think we failed you. I think I'm starting to think now based off the conversations that I'm having, and it's not just with Daniel. We got Dylan yesterday. We had the young other guy that came up here, the first guy that came up here yesterday, the Hispanic guy. The last guy we talked to, I think his name was Mark Quayle. Like all these guys that are young, I'm trying to understand. So I want to talk to all you guys all at once and have an open panel. So where do we leave off? You were talking about house poor. We're talking about house poor, being house poor.
Well, I don't know, man, because obviously my parents, my wife's parents, they have a house and stuff like that. Well, our moms have a house. Let's put it that way. Our dads don't have a house, but our moms have a house, and I just feel like for the type of lifestyle that they live, like, I mean, it's fine with them. They always say, well, we'll always have a house to stay in and stuff like that. But I'm just like, to slave away my entire life and all I have is a house, I don't really buy it. I don't want to buy into that American dream, like, you know?
You don't buy into it. Well, Markel, what's your thoughts on that? Or do you want to
I
speak
didn't
on
quite
that?
hear him.
What do you think the American dream is?
Um, um, the old American dream is what he's talking about, but that's outdated, in my opinion. Um, the new American dream is, a lot of people are just pursuing whatever your hobby is or whatever you like. Is You're much more easier to monetize it now than you were back in the day. But people get lost in like, oh, I'm good at X, Y, and Z, but they can't find a way to monetize it. So that that's kind of like the new American dream. Like, oh, I'm good at like, I can't think off the top of my head, but fucking, I'm like making sunglasses or something, and then they want to go and make a business. like selling T-shirts or something, but
Okay.
they don't put it all together to make it,
Do
successful.
you understand why buying a home was the American dream? Do you understand what being home ownership, the value of home ownership? Do y'all understand that? It's just not, oh, well, I bought a home, so I have a place to live. This is the American dream. Do you understand the value of home ownership? The
Yeah.
value of real estate? Do you understand that?
Yep. I own a
Because,
house. So
okay,
yep.
Yeah,
so you own a house, but what you just said, the American dream now is monetizing what you're good at.
right.
Okay, so all right, he's been a gig worker for 10 years. He's been monetizing being a gig worker. And here we are 10 years later. Where's the scalability in being a gig? Can you pull equity out of being a gig worker? Can you leverage like explain to me where the dream is in doing something that's uncertain, we don't know. From what I can tell you from studying the gig economy, right? Because the gig economy is what gave me is what created my 2025 exit. If the
Right.
pandemic wouldn't have happened, I would still be working. Next year would be my last year. That was the year that I set because I knew the gig economy was going to take us somewhere, which it did. It got us there quicker because the pandemic ushered in, and what I thought the gig economy would do, the pandemic just put it on steroids and sped it up. But what I'm also starting to realize now is the gig economy has also destroyed the minds. It's not just technology, it's not just social media, it's also the gig economy, because the gig economy has given y'all some false sense of reality of what building and work really is. Gig is gig. It's something to supplement. It's not something that you can build a
Yep.
business off of. It's not something that you can do and create a sustainable way of living. It's just not.
Yeah.
What's up,
I
Rob?
think the
What's up? What's up?
Hey, Daniel, we lost you. You might want to drop down and call back up so I can pull you back up, Daniel. Go ahead. I'm listening.
one thing I was gonna say, Mark, is the biggest thing I see with like the younger people is like the instant gratification. Like they just gotta have it now, and they can't delay that. They like, and it's because of social media. They see all these people have X, Y, and Z, when you need to focus on getting your first $1,000, your first 5,000, your first 10,000, building up to whatever your goal is personally, financially, business wise. But everybody got to have it now, so that's how you get trapped. I've not really been in the gig stuff for anything I've done, but like it's just that trap of, oh, I can make a quick 1,500. I'm excited, dopamine. And it's like, and that's, yeah, that 1,500 gonna be spent by next week.
Hmm.
I use it to supplement. I don't trust the gigs to pay my bills.
Mm-hmm. What's your story? Because you're 9, Rob? 30?
28. I'm about to be 29. Yep. Yep.
28? But in your
Yep.
situation is dynamic. I remember when you first came into the Discord, I remember telling you, like, man, you were listening to you talk was kind of like a breath of fresh air in comparison to a lot of people that I talk to your age. You want to give the audience that's not in the Discord a brief background of like the last 8 years of your life?
8 years. All right. I went to school to be a plumber, basically a plumber apprentice. And then I did that and builded my money up, pretty well. I got to about 150, K spread out. And that's when I decided to, try something for myself, because I can afford 2 years of not working. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't make another dollar in 2 years, I'd be okay. I wouldn't go dead broke. So that was my,
So
but
you're
I just
you're
worked hard as a
so
plumber.
you're so you're a licensed. You've been a licensed plumber for the past however many years,
Three,
right?
3 years, 3 years. Yep.
3 years. And within those 3 years of being a licensed plumber, you started a family, you bought a home, so
Yep.
on and so forth, right? And you also uh, saved up a hefty nest egg of of
Yes,
capital,
sir. Yes, sir.
right? And then you wanted to transition out of being a licensed plumber into doing what you're doing now, which let's talk about that transition. I just want your story to kind of resonate with other people that are your age.
Yeah, they tell you to start a business. They tell you it's going to be easy. I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, basically now. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's fine because I do it, but it's definitely not the dream they sell you. I can promise you that.
Mm-hmm. How did you transition out? Because I remember when you first came into the Discord, you were looking for advice like the rest of these
Yeah,
guys. So what did you do? Like, how was that? Walk us through that transition process.
I'm still with the union, so I could go back to work with the union tomorrow. Worst case. But I just, I honestly, you told me to get the van. You told me what to look for. I grabbed it cash, and I mean, the rest is kind of history. I'm making, closer to 3, 4 grand a week, 25 on bad weeks. So, you know,
And originally you wanted a box truck, right?
yes, originally I did. You talked me out of it, which was smart because I can drive this van for 30 hours if needed.
So
Not
you
saying you should,
uh are
but
you are you are you in agreement? Are you in agreement with how I kind of directed you away from the box truck into the cargo van?
I ain't seen a problem yet, to be honest.
Okay. Okay.
You
And like
on the
when I have
road
to
with that van?
deadhead and shit like that, I end
Hmm.
up better off with the cargo van.
And what kind of van did you get?
2019 Amazon, their old van,
So you followed that
Ford
instruction
Transit
as well.
250.
You followed that
Yep,
instruction as well. And
Irish.
how's that been going for you?
I ain't complaining. My insurance is $850 a month, and I ain't got no payment on the van, so I'm not complaining at all.
And you've traveled quite a distance so far in that van, huh?
Yeah, I got what 15,000 miles that I've put on it now, in a month and a half, probably a month.
So you working?
Yep, trying to
You
make,
got a
trying to stack
wife?
the 150 to 250.
You got a wife and how many kids at home?
I got 2 kids at home.
Okay.
I've been gone for 2 weeks too, so I'm not one of those who won't stay gone. I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting the bread. Like you said, I mean, I love my family to death, but when I started this business, I knew that it would have to come before, a lot of their happiness per se.
Okay. All right.
Sacrifice.
Now, now,
Sacrifices, yes,
and,
sir.
and link is still pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody 32 and under can come up and join in the discussion. I got space on stage for two more people. So getting back to you, Daniel. Getting back
Yep.
to you, Daniel. With hearing this, what's your thoughts? Because above you, you
Well,
got a guy who's about your age who owns a box truck, hasn't ran it yet, was an owner operator, right? With his own semi truck, failed at that, got a company job, and then acquired a box truck, which he's looking to, put a driver in that. You got a guy to the side of you who's 2 years your junior, who has home ownership, has two kids, went to school, has a trade under his belt, has over $100,000 in capital, started his cargo van business cash, pretty much the same age.
yeah. Well, I got some friends who got houses and stuff, and that's really good, and that's what I'm trying to work towards. I just took a different path. But
I bought it cash though. I mean, I don't believe in payments like that, so I took a
so you
big
pay for your
portion and
house
just
cash?
bought the
You
house
pay
and
for your house
property, so
cash?
all I gotta pay is a light bill, water bill. Huh?
I said you pay for your house cash.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, it's not the best house in the world or nothing, but hey, it does me and my family just fine. I
Yeah.
don't need all that gratification. I'm trying to build, like I say, I'm trying to get to 250, half a mil, and we're trying to move up. I've done too well at my age to let myself go down.
Yeah. I feel you.
So here's what I see in those two guys, Daniel. The work ethic. Work ethic. Work ethic. You got one guy that's a trucker, right? And you got
Mm-hmm.
another guy that's next to you. He's a plumber, and you were a commercial plumber, not a residential plumber, right?
Yeah, I was a commercial plumber. Yeah, only big billion-dollar buildings and hospitals and, bigger stuff.
Which is a little bit more difficult than
Yes.
residential.
Well, not really. I'm gonna be honest. It's not. You would think it was. It's harder work, but it's not as nasty because everything's clean and brand new.
Mm, okay. Markel, you want to jump in there?
But
Yeah. Um, I would just want to ask Daniel, like, if he's been in gig work, for 10 years, like, were there no, like, no milestones on the way, like, to hit each year?
No, so I used to be an Uber driver, and I would make about 1,000 a week. And then about 2 years ago, I started doing Amazon and Target, and for the past 2 years, I've been able to average 1,400 a week. But now, that's not enough. So I'm gonna start doing 4 routes a day because that's doing 3 routes a day. So if I do 4 routes a day, I could get closer to 300. Like today, it's gonna be 354. I'm already on my 3rd route for the day, and I got one more pickup later at Amazon at 5 p.m. So I don't know, man. I mean,
So hold on, you just said something instrumental, and it kind of goes back to what we were talking about yesterday and even this morning. You said you're making $1,400 a week right now, and it's not enough, right?
well, I'm saying yeah, but I have potential in this with the same opportunity to earn more.
All right. When you say more, how much more are we talking?
Like another $100 a day almost.
All right. So let's put you at $6,000 for the month, because
But
right
that's where
now
I'm
it's
at right now. I'm saying
okay.
I'm trying to
So
work up from that.
$6,000 a month, and it's not enough. That goes back to what I was telling you this morning with making the move across the country to Dallas, paying $1,500 a month for rent, making $6,000 a month. It's not going to be enough. It's not enough for you right now in the living situation that you're in at your mom's house. So in order for you to sustain, let's not even take comfortable, let's just say sustain life, how many times do you think you need to times what you got coming in now with your family dynamic, with your family structure? How many times what you got coming in now do you think you need to times whatever to be able to sustain living on your own?
I don't think it's about time. Well, like all I could really do is if we were both to just get a job and work, me and my wife, I can only double what I'm making right now. So
All right,
that would be
so
2 times if we had two
so
times the income. But I don't understand how where does that fit into what we're talking about. That's
but see
that's
then
that's one of the options for that. If we both go to work and have to send the kids to trade school, you know how that goes.
so that's a question that I was going to ask you yesterday, but I didn't. Why isn't that an option now?
Because our kids need to be homeschooled now. I'm not about to have them be programmed by these. That's a as a father, I'm making that
but
decision.
I'm gonna stop you. I mean, I get what you're saying about the programming, but at the same time, that's on the parents, not necessarily the school. Because when they get home, it's like the school does not necessarily program unless you let them. I mean, I turned out fine. I went to public school for, 12 years. So,
Well, I went to school too, but
What?
I'm just saying they try to teach them how to be slaves, and I don't want to teach them how to be slaves. That's
Wait. You
just,
say
you know what I
say
mean?
say say that say that again.
I say I believe that the education system, the Department of Education, started by what's his name? Jay, is it the Rockefeller? I forgot his name. John D. Rockefeller. He started. He said that he doesn't want a nation full of thinkers. He wants a nation full of workers. And when you go to school, college, whatever, you're working. I mean, you're programming children, indoctrinating them into the workforce. It's like a pipeline to education, pipeline to work, and you make all this money for these corporations.
Can I jump in on that, Mark?
Go ahead.
Huh?
I feel like the school systems could do more for like educating our demographic on, real estate or loopholes and other things of that nature. But at the end of the day, personal responsibility, you're not limited to anything. Like if you want to learn about something, you have access to a phone, you have access to books, access to everything. So like I feel like there's more competition if they start teaching all that stuff in school. So of course they're not gonna push it, but um,
That wouldn't be beneficial for them. Why would
right,
they
right.
teach you
But
how to
at
be
the same
financially
time,
free?
we still got we're not forced though. No one's saying, hey, you're forced to go work at a warehouse when you graduate high school.
but then again, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm sorry, but there is nothing wrong with going to work. I did it for years. There is nothing wrong with going to get a normal
Yeah,
job,
nothing
stacking
wrong
up your
with it at
bread,
all.
making good investments. You know what I mean? That's what I did. I just made good
Right,
investments,
right.
across the board with the extra money I had, and then it ended up stacking up. Like, you got to start somewhere. You can't. But I didn't
No,
have nothing
I
handed to me. Like, I was, my parents were, struggling for the most part growing up. I was raised by an older couple, though, because I was adopted. So I was raised by a couple that was, my dad's 72 right now. So,
So
so
what are
I,
you
I was
teaching your
brought in
kid?
that old generation.
What are you teaching your kids at home?
so my wife does the homeschooling right now, but
What's the okay?
at
Hold
this
on, hold on.
stage,
We talking. This is what's the curriculum?
they have a curriculum. I don't remember what it's called, but we have a we have a curriculum that my wife goes with. She goes over with them every week. No, I can't go. What is this person doing?
So there's a
Work with.
curriculum.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a
So let me.
curriculum.
So is it Monday through Friday?
Yeah,
And
for
what?
it's like I think you get the summers off, and anyways, you can kind of like adjust the
And
lessons as you want to, but it's a curriculum for the whole year.
and
So
is there
we
a
got
level
one
of
for
discipline?
my daughter. Huh?
Is there where is the discipline there? Whereas they start at 9 and your wife works with them continuously through 2:30, 3 o'clock, like they would if they went traditional to a traditional school,
Well, that's my
or is
problem
it?
with traditional school. It doesn't take that long to do school. They're just wasting our time to program us to be at work for 8 hours a day. When we're at school, most people don't even remember what they learned in
All
school.
right,
Let's
all
be
right, all
honest.
right, all right.
We're
All right. So
talking about
hold on. All right, hold on. So are your kids being homeschooled Monday through Friday from 9 to 2:30 or 9 to 3, straight
no,
through 30-minute
it
lunch?
doesn't take them that long to get through that lesson. It's one on one. We don't have 30, 40 students in the classroom, and the teacher has to cater to every single student, and the teacher has to learn how to communicate with the children, whether they learn audio, visual, whether they're hands-on learner. Like the teacher, that's why, and like I'm saying, that's really just a place to program children to get used to going somewhere for 8 hours a day. And you could believe me or not, but the guy who set up the U.S. Department of Education is John D. Rockefeller. Just look it up and see what he says. He says, I do not want a nation full
All
of
right, all right,
thinkers.
all right,
I
all right.
want
So
a nation
check this
full of
out.
workers.
What does that have to do with arithmetic? What does that have to do with reading? What does that have to
Mark,
do with
how many times do
writing?
we have
Hold
to take
on.
the same
What does that
arithmetic
what does that have to
and
do
over?
with
We
comprehension?
wasted time in school. That's not the
Reading
most productive
comprehension?
way.
You're no, I disagree with you. I
That
wouldn't
school is
be
the most productive way to learn.
no, because once I look at school, my elementary days, K through 8, I don't think I would be as sharp as I am today if I didn't go to school kindergarten through 8th grade.
But your mom was a teacher, right?
My mom was a teacher, so I was fortunate enough to get taught at school and to get taught at home. That was a blessing, right? I don't think I would be as sharp as I am today if I didn't go to high school. The people that I know that dropped out of high school ain't sharp. They ain't sharper than me. The people that I know. Now, I'm not saying everybody that dropped out of high school before people get their panties in a bunch, because you know people like to get their draws in a bunch. People that I know that dropped out, they ain't sharp. I know people that are my age or older that still don't know how to read or write because they dropped out, bro. Here's the
No, I'm
thing.
not saying if you don't
Hold
learn,
on. It was necessary for me and kids and any kids to go to school K through 8. You need to know colors. You need to know syllables. You need to know how to interact with other children, bro. You know what's a lot of shit that's going on right now with the goddamn whole shorty ass that I talked to last week, the whole loneliness and emotional and sad and depressed is because people don't know how to interact because they don't want to go to school. They don't want to send their kids to school. So now once their kids do get it to a point where they have to interact with other people in a social environment, they don't know how to because they can't do it.
Yeah.
I've seen that so many times.
I'm not, listen, I got kids, I'm not homeschooling them. They got to go to school. Like they got to get pushed. They got to get smacked. Yep. Man, hit his ass back. I want you to know how to live amongst people. That's what they tell you. I want them to know how to interact with other kids. I want them to know how to defend themselves. I want them to have situational awareness. All this shit happens from being around other people, bro.
I mean, it's a debate.
Right from wrong. Ain't no right from wrong. Don't do what you see little Timmy do. Think for yourself. Don't be a follower, be a leader. I mean, you can do what you want to do, bro, at the end of the day. But I asked you why your wife ain't working now, and you said, well, because it's homeschool, but whatever, bro. But I don't agree with your reasoning for, like, I think, low-key, I think your situation is because I think you've allowed yourself from a multitude of people to brainwash you. I think you're consuming information, which is another situation. The way y'all consume information, you don't consume it in a traditional fashion from doing research and consuming it from reading. Y'all try to consume knowledge from people, and this is how you get misled. You said Ty Lopez, you listened to the college dropout, you saw Mark Zuckerberg, but see what you misunderstood, where you misconstrued the whole Mark Zuckerberg thing. Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of he was Yale, right? Was it Yale or was it Harvard? It was Yale, right? It was Yale, I believe. He dropped out of college after he already built Facebook. He didn't drop out of college to go build Facebook. Facebook was built while he was in school. It became a success while he was in school. So there was proven, the concept was already proven before he dropped out, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Kanye, since you mentioned Kanye had undeniable talent that was already proven because he was producing for everybody in the city, from Do or Die to Twister. He was already making money. He was already doing ghost production for D-Dot. D. Angeletti. A lot of the shit on Mace's first album, Kanye produced it. You just don't see the credits because he was under Ghost Production under D.
Yeah, he said he was
So,
selling for what,
so,
200 a beat
so,
back then or
but here
something.
is the thing. It only time was gonna. Only thing that was holding him back at the time was time. Eventually, he was going to turn into what we see today. He was already moving and shaking, quiet as kept. He just wasn't getting the credit for it. He was getting paid, but he wasn't getting the credit.
Yeah.
So these people aren't people that dropped out to go chase their dreams. These are people whose talent was already evident while they were doing what they were doing, and then they left to pursue something that was already on the brink of success, bro.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's the 0.01% though. You know, it's the real world. What are the chances that, you know, happens to any of us?
It can happen. It's just it's how you go
I like
about
to
it.
live in the real world. I don't know. I wasn't blessed with no talent either, you know, truthfully, besides work ethic. So I don't know.
You
I
jump in
just,
there.
but if we go back to the American dream, right? There's different ways to do it nowadays, and I'm not saying live in a van or something. You know, obviously I have a family that can't live in a van, but if I have a family who has land, this is on my dad's side. So obviously they haven't handed the land over to me because I'm not even next in line. But they said that I could come out there and I can, you know, either build my own house or I can fix up one of the mobile homes that's already there. And I don't understand why, if I was able to do something like that, then my living expenses would be much lower than even renting or even owning a home. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that there's more ways to get to the goal. If the end goal is to not have to work, you see what I'm saying? Like, I think that there's other ways that you can strategize to build, you know, different streams of income and to have different businesses and your living expenses be lower. And I don't really think that that's so
Yo,
crazy.
Daniel,
To like,
why is home ownership? Why is home ownership the American dream? I don't get that.
well, that's what my mom told me. She said, you know, go to school. That's why she paid for me to go to all those private schools so that I could go to college and get a job and be a homeowner like she is. And then like that's for the longest that was her achievement, that she's a homeowner. You know, and I mean my mom she's doing real good now, but I'm just saying like with that being the only goal in mind, I don't really see the point of working my entire life away just so that I can have a house that maybe I can give to my kids, maybe if they want it. When a lot of people die, this is why people be doing that wholesale real estate because when the grandparents die or when the parents die, they leave it for the children. The house is all deteriorated. It needs $150,000 worth of renovations. So they don't want to be landlords. They live in a different state, whatever the case may be, and then somebody come by and just buy it or they stop paying the property taxes and it gets put up for auction. And it's like that was somebody who spent their entire life for that mortgage. They ended up in the mortuary, and then their kids took the house and didn't take care of it, and it got put up for auction for $2,000. And somebody slaved away their entire life so that they can hand that over to their children. I don't really think that necessarily that strategy is one that I want to follow when I see my mom and my mother-in-law in that same situation. Now they're empty nesters. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for us living there, it would.
I think what he was going to say is if it wasn't for them living there, she would have probably a big house, a big empty house. I guess that's where he was going with it. But I don't know. I guess we have to wait for him to come back. I don't want to put words in his mouth. So at the end of the day,
Yeah, the
I don't know.
American dream is going into high interest debt. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm trying to understand him and some of these other young men, but it's hard, you know. And trying to understand and then trying to, give them some
I
sense of
I get where he's
reality
coming from. I
as
do,
far as
but
what?
it's not realistic. But it's not realistic. Like I get where he's coming from. The whole everything he's saying with the training and the housing and all that. I get all of it, but it's not realistic.
Hmm.
Like you get what I mean. Like in the real world, we have to figure it out. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't blessed enough to any of my mom or dad let me stay with them past 18. I mean, I've been on my own since 17, 18. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I look at the world differently from that, I guess.
I feel bad for him. I do. I do. And I feel bad for a lot of these guys, you guys' age, because this mindset, it he consumed the mindset he has, he consumed it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't from reading, it was from people that he sees on the internet. The mindset of becoming rich as a college dropout when he was in college, he consumed that from what he told me from Kanye and Mark Zuckerberg. All this shit that he's talking about, he's consuming this from people that he's listening to. This goes back to why I say I'm very careful about the shit that I say because I understand the power of influence. There's certain things that I see everything. You see what I'm saying? But certain things I'm not going to talk about because I know there's people that are influenced by me. And if I say one thing, they're going to go do it. And they may not have the mindset to navigate whatever that said thing may be. So certain things I just don't talk about. I'm not going to lead a person who I know who's ignorant down a path of destruction when I see mentally they're not capable, of understanding, whatever it is that I may be talking about at whatever particular time. So, Daniel, what you gotta, I don't know, Daniel. I feel like you've been misled, bro.
So you think that's just a cool life? Like, hey, you own a home and like you're gonna pass it on
Yeah,
to your kids. Maybe they want it,
yeah.
maybe they don't.
No,
I
they
don't know.
gonna want it. They
My
gonna
mom's
want
not even
it.
gonna give me her
They,
house. She been paying her house and not like she about to give me her house. So it's
well, who's she
like,
gonna give it to?
what
Are
if?
you the only kid?
Yeah, I'm the oldest,
Are you the only? I
but she
said.
living there, huh?
Are you the only kid?
No,
Okay. So what do
my
you
my
mean she's not
siblings,
gonna
man,
pass it to you? Of
that's a
course she's
whole
not
nother
gonna.
story.
She's not gonna pass it to you while she's living. Of course. Where would she live then?
But I'm saying like, is is that like what that investment has been, or has she just been paying something for 30 years just for the hell of it? Because she told me she still has like $100,000 to pay. When I checked the government website, it says that the house was sold for $120,000 when she bought it. So I don't understand
So that had to be within the
what are we
last 10
talking about.
years. That had to be within the last 10 years, right?
So she's had two bankruptcies, and
Hold on. She bought her house. That obviously had to be within the last 10 years, right?
oh, she bought this house 30 years ago.
And she's still paying
I've
on
been
it?
staying at the
Hold
same
on,
house
hold
since
on.
I was a baby.
Hold on. She's still paying on it?
Yeah, that's
So
my
that means
point.
she's, hold on. That means she's refinanced it a few times.
Yep.
Yeah, and like I
Yep.
said, she went bankrupt twice. So
All right,
whatever that entails.
so here's the thing. Like, what did? All right, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Because I don't think you ready to
I'm
kick
just
it
saying.
like that. I don't think you ready to kick it like that because we could just we can kick it, but we don't want to kick it if you don't want to kick it. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, I'm
So,
just trying to explain to you my mentality.
because my OG bought her house in '92 and she paid it off in 2013. She paid it off early. She paid it off way early than the 30 years.
Yeah.
So, and she was a single mom with two boys. and she paid her house off early.
How many people did that, Mark?
A lot of people do it.
All right.
I do.
Rob's house is paid for.
Well, if I have a mobile home, how is that
No,
not paid
bro.
for?
Hold on. We getting back to what you was talking about from the home ownership perspective. We trying to break this shit down first. You don't, because you said something yesterday. You don't want to be a regular person.
No, I don't.
All right. So what type of person do you want to be? Link is
I
pinned to
want
the
to be a
top of the
person
chat.
who's
Anybody
financially
that's
free.
32 or under that want to join the discussion, I got space on stage for 2 more people. All right. So you want to be financially free, right? You got
I
some
want to be somebody
earphones.
who's
You got
financially free.
you got AirPods in, Daniel, or no?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Can you turn on your noise
Yeah, I
cancellation?
got some in, but it's
You got noise
noise
cancel?
cancellation.
Yeah, what kind of headset you got?
This is the Raycons.
You got the Ray J joints?
Yeah.
I thought he got noise cancellation on them joints.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't even hear it
All
from
right,
the headphones.
all right. So it's the background noise that I'm trying to kill, the background noise. But anyway,
I don't know how
you
to
said
change it
that's fine.
from.
Don't worry about it, bro. You say you don't want to be a normal person. So what's not normal look like to you? Since you don't want to be normal, what does not normal look like?
I would like to be financially free to where I don't have to work a job.
Okay, so how do you get there?
That's my goal.
How do you get there?
What do I need to get?
Well, how
My
do you get
living
there?
expenses need to be less than my income.
Okay, let me ask you this. When did you decide that this wanted to be your goal in life, to be financially free?
I've been wanting to be financially free since
All right,
I first
when?
was 18.
Since you was when?
Since when I was 18, and I
All right,
thought
when did
I
you?
was going to
Okay,
get rich quick, and I didn't
okay.
care
So let's kick it. Let's kick it. Your goal is to be financially free. Do you understand what it takes to get to that point in life?
I'm sorry, say again?
Do you understand what it takes to get to that point in life?
I understand now. I didn't understand at 18.
When did you understand it?
I started to understand it after I started listening to you.
So I helped you understand it? So I helped you
Yeah, you
understand
don't
it.
even realize you're helping people. I haven't even called up here.
Okay.
You
All
help
right.
to change my mindset and to see what it really takes to build a profitable business. You got to understand costs. You got to pay yourself. You can't steal from the sustainability of the business. It's going to take time. You need to make investments. Start saving up a percentage of your money and investing it. Like all that stuff that you do with the mentors or with the, I forget what it's called, the subscription or whatever. All that different type of stuff that has helped me.
Okay. So the people that you were listening to prior to you finding my channel were ultimately the shit that jaded your mindset.
Yeah.
All right. So boom, you found me 2 years ago. All right. Boom. You already had 2 kids prior to you finding me, but you also got a third newborn now, right?
Yeah.
So there's decisions that you're still making that are ultimately going to prolong or put roadblocks to make things more difficult for you to achieve this goal that you want to achieve. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. I have made progress.
There's no but. Here's the thing. Do you trust what I'm telling you, right? You trust what I'm telling you. If you don't, that's fine, because you don't know me from, a can of paint. But when I
No, I
look at the
trust you
last
to
10
tell me.
years, and when you tell me the last 10 years, there's not much progress.
Not when I was doing Uber, no.
There's not much progress in totality. In order for you
I
to
don't think
achieve
there is
progress,
no.
hold on. In order for you to achieve progress, you have to see what working and what's not working. It all goes back to what we're talking about. The industry that you're in, it's not sustainable. You can't grow a business. You can't sustain a comfortable living or a quality of life with something that is designed to supplement. I don't care what nobody else tell you, bro. I don't care what nobody tells you, bro. Nobody. I don't care. I don't care. Because the reason why you have this mindset is because of people you listen to consuming you with this bullshit for profitability. I care about your well-being, bro. And I don't even know you. I wouldn't sit up here and spend my time doing this shit if I didn't. It's not profitable for me, bro. This isn't profitable. It's not profitable for me. Why? Because I'm not charging you anything, bro. People make a lot of money doing this shit, bro. It's not profitable. So I'm doing it because I've realized from you and Dylan and all the young people that come into Discord and they tell me, man, Mark, I don't have nobody to talk to. You the only person that is really talking to us that is even caring to even talk. All right. So I'm telling you, you know. All right, I think we back. I think we back. I think we back. Listen, I think we are back. I think we are back. Check, 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 check. All right, we back. Hey man, this what happened. Y'all see what happened? I ain't never had that happen to me ever. Everybody that was on the everybody everybody that was on the panel, go ahead and hit the link. Everybody that was on the panel, go ahead and hit the link. This has never happened to me before. As soon as you get a panel of minorities on a panel speaking positive and trying to educate and build, they don't like it. This has never happened to me. I got the top tier streaming. The top tier. Check, 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 check. Yeah. Yeah, they trying to shut Mark down. They don't like this. They don't like it. They don't like it. It's not my internet. My internet is fine. My internet is fine. My internet is fine. Everybody that was on the panel, feel free to call back up. What's going on, Manny?
What's up, Mark? Yeah, I thought it was me and my connection, but I just realized that the whole stream crashed.
Yeah, the whole stream. What's going on? Everybody else that was on the panel, feel free to call back up. I think we got everything under control now, hopefully. But if it happens again, it's not me. It's YouTube. But go ahead. What's going on, man?
Not much. I just got done with a move and I came back, saw you were live, started chatting a little bit. But I'm 30, so I guess I'm part of this conversation.
Yes, you are.
What's the gentleman's name that was talking with the Amazon vest on?
Daniel. Hey, Daniel, if you're in the chat, we're back up. Go ahead and hit the link so we can finish the conversation. Yeah, his name is Daniel. Daniel, if you're still watching, go ahead and hit the link. We're back up. I'm back up. So yeah, his name was Daniel. What's your thoughts on what you've been listening
Daniel
to?
sounds like he's depressed or something. Sounds like he needs to find a greater purpose in his life. There's just something missing there. He just sounds too pessimistic, and I'm a very overly optimistic person. So when I hear that, I'm just recognizing that pessimism, and I'm trying to see how you're going to break it down.
How I would break down pessimism?
Those are questions you should be able to answer off the top of your head because they're the things that motivate you to do what you do every day. They're the things that motivate you to be comfortable being uncomfortable and stuff like that. I just
Well,
don't know
well,
what his why is.
well, Daniel, are you depressed?
No. Well, okay. I'll say when I first found out, when I dropped out of when I dropped out of college, man, I guess you could say I was depressed. I guess because that's some depressing shit to realize that a certain group of people rule the world. Whatever you believe it or you don't, man. If you go down that rabbit hole, it's not sunshine and rainbows. It's kind of like dark to learn that everything is a lie. I used to be a very religious person, man. I walked away from the church. That all that happened around that time. So I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but I say like I'm very fixed on living a very alternative lifestyle at this point. I don't buy into none of the mainstream. I don't. I'm not on that. I don't fit into that realm anymore. I can't talk to normal people about normal topics. I always have to go to conspiracy theory. Like whatever, man.
Yeah, Daniel,
Can I
you
ask
and
you a
I already
question,
have
Daniel?
Daniel, you and I already have a lot in common. You and I already have a lot in common, bro. Except I
Who's
don't.
that talking?
That's Manny. Manny, I'm
Top
wearing a
right,
green shirt.
Danny. Okay.
Yeah, you and I already have a lot in common because I'm 30 and after my first year of college, after going to Catholic school and being in the church since I was a kid, Bible study, you name it, confirmation, communion, everything. When I turned 18 and I moved out and I went to college and I was on my own, after a year of just messing around, not having any guidance, not sticking to those roots, that foundation, I did the same thing. Like, honestly, keep it a bug with you. I'm only just now coming back around and realizing how much I need God in my life. But I'm not going to go down that road. I have to throw that in there because we have a lot in common. I dropped out my first year, but I graduated last year. It took me a little over 10 years to get my college degree. And I went back and I finished it, not so much because it's something that I needed to open doors for me, but because it's more of a as a young man, I think we don't learn enough that we need to finish what we start. And college, in a way, is one of those things. It's really that piece of paper you get when you walk out of there is showing that you can finish what you start. Now, I'll try not to hog this whole thing up, but do you ever find yourself in your life finding that you don't finish what you start?
Yes.
And I feel the same way too. I feel the same way too. And I started having to look at myself and be like, started feeling really, you know, trying not to cuss, but like crap. Because I looked around at all the things I had started, I had gotten excited about. I researched, just like you, the Tai Lopez's, and the Gary V's and all that, bro. I'm looking into real estate. I'm spending hours watching YouTube videos, trying to find out
Yeah.
like what's gonna be the thing that gets me out of the rat race. And I feel like only now in my 30s, I just turned 30 this year, am I realizing that, and I have a baby and another one on the way, that it's all about accountability. It's all about looking at the world around you and your circumstance and just being like, this is all my fault. This is all my fault. The fact that it rained today is my fault. The fact that it's sunny is my fault. The fact that any of these things happen, my fault. Now, what can I do to control that? And just looking at things from an optimistic standpoint. But I hope that on that very little that I spoke about, we can relate, being around the same age range and just feeling that. Because I know you dropped out and I know you were sharing some of those feelings you had as a young man going to college and feeling depressed and whatnot. I feel like we could relate on those kind of things, but it took a lot of embarrassment and a lot of humbling for me to realize that I had to take accountability and I'm not gonna get anywhere being so hard on myself. I should be hard on myself in a motivational way and finding my reason and my why. That makes sense to you, Daniel?
Yeah.
Yo, Daniel, I got
You
a
said her.
question, brother.
Yeah, sorry.
You said
Go ahead.
you you're being lied to, and to get to like the root cause or root problem, like you gotta be specific. So like when you said you were lied to. What are you talking about?
I feel like I was lied to about everything. About if you
Be
want to be
specific though. You
successful,
say everything.
well, I literally mean everything. I mean the Earth is a globe. Religion, school is good for you, and to work in society. So all these different paradigms, my mindset changed after I started to acquire different information. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't just go back to just I can't go back to I don't know what you call this, but just blue pill. Like if you talk about the Matrix, I took the red pill. There's no going back. And a lot of people, they just say, "Oh, conspiracy theorists, whatever." You know what I mean? They can call me crazy. I don't really care, man. I know what I know. I've done a lot of
Daniel,
research in those.
I'm just gonna address the school part. The globe and religion. That's just a whole nother conversation. I don't think that's relevant to what we're talking about. But with
Yeah.
school, some degrees are going to be more valuable than others. There's no conspiracy. There's no you were lied to. A doctor's going to make more than a history teacher, and it is what it is. Like, if you go to trade school, like certain trades are going to pay more than other trades. So, if someone goes and gets an art degree, okay, I mean, unless you're going to be the next, I forget the famous artist or whatever, but I feel like
Warhol.
there's a lot of one of them. Um, there's a lot of misconceptions like, oh, I went to school, but it's not what I thought. Well, you have to like get a specialized degree in something, or of course you're just gonna waste money. So I don't agree with the like you're lied to about school unless they told you, yeah, you're gonna be an English teacher and make 250,000 a year. And I don't know if they told you that or not, but
I'm a little bit more radical than that, though. So
so like, what
what
do you
I'm
mean by
saying
that?
is that they convince us to be slaves. It's
Who
mind
is they?
control. The people who run the world, let's not play games. The people who have the money and they control the entire world. The companies that own everything. Let's not, I hate when people talk about the they, come on, man. The they,
So
okay?
let
You
me
want,
challenge you on that, Daniel. So why doesn't everyone feel that way then? If they program us to be
because,
slaves,
because
I
they
never
didn't
felt
make
like a
the move.
slave coming out of high school. I never felt like a slave. I didn't feel like a slave when I went to
Okay,
college.
so let me ask you something. Are you African American?
I don't know why that's relevant.
Because they say that a group of Africans were brought from Africa to America to be
That doesn't
slaves.
affect my life right now though.
My
What
point
happened
is
100,
that
200, 300
that
years ago
never happened.
doesn't
My
affect
point is,
my life now.
just hear me out though. So my point is
Okay.
that never happened. That was a lie that they told to us. Then they
What does
convinced
that have to
us.
do with the money
Okay,
I make
no,
today?
listen, just listen. Because the
Okay.
only slavery that was going on back then is the same slavery that's going on now. You work a job. It's always been like that. That's slavery.
No, 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 no,
Yes,
no.
it is.
No, 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 no. A person being uprooted from their homeland to come to a country to build that country on free labor is different from you going
No,
working a
that's not
job.
what
Hold
happened
on.
though.
Bro, here's the thing. Regardless of how it happened, people were doing labor and not being paid for it, bro. All right? People were doing labor and not being paid for it. All right? If you go to a job, are you doing steel work? Are you going to Ford or Chrysler or Stellantis or GM and providing these factories or Amazon and not being compensated for it? Regardless of what you think if the compensation is fair or not, are you or are you not being compensated?
Yes, you're being compensated, but
Okay.
that's
All
the
right. So
illusion.
so
It's
how is
illusion.
how is hold on. So how is it the same thing of you going out there building this country and not being paid for it. Giving some
Because
slop at
that's a
giving some
fictional
slop
story.
at
You're
the end of the
bringing up a
day.
fictional story.
Giving some slop at the end of the day,
You're not
but
saying what happened. You're saying
because this is
that a
my
group of
skin
people
tone,
were
I was in the field, and because you lighter, you got to go take your ass in the house.
No, that's not even how it
What we
works,
talking
man.
about? Well, tell me how it
That's
works,
not
young
even
man.
how it works.
Because to
See,
me,
that's a whole nother
it's
thing. People
different.
think just because you're darker skinned means that the other person was mixed in with white people or whatever the hell. Like I'm telling you,
Well,
man,
tell
they
me how
lied
it
to us
worked, then,
about
bro.
history.
Okay.
Matter of fact, the people who colonized the world weren't even the people that you think. Because yesterday when I watched it back, everybody was talking about, oh, he's saying something about the white man is doing this. First of all, it was niggas who did it. The Europeans were niggas, and they came over here and colonized niggas. It was
Daniel,
business.
can
It
I
was
ask
the
you this? Can I
Jamestown,
ask you this?
Virginia
What?
Company, the East India Company, the West India Company. And a slave is a
What?
Slav. Look at the etymology of slave. Like
Yeah,
people don't
but
even know what we're talking about. And then it was
yeah,
all
that
kind of indentured servants that came over here as migrants
All
to
right, all
work
right. So
slave wages.
that's fine, but you
No,
involving
you're
you
missing my whole
listen.
point.
I get your point, but here's the thing: you spending all this time involving yourself in that shit is why you are where you are today.
Okay.
All right, like at the end of the day, what happened. It was unfortunate. But okay, so now what do we do now? What do we do going forward?
that's my question. Like, none of that history gets you to your next 10,000, your next 20 grand, your next 30 grand. Like, I don't know how that's relevant to anything in your life right now.
Well, we were talking about how I got to this point because we're talking about mindset. So I was just explaining my mindset. I'm not saying that every day I'm just sitting around looking up conspiracy theories. I'm working. Y'all can see I'm on my third round today. Like, I'm not sitting, like, yeah, I'm talking about it, but it's like, I don't sit there and ponder on this stuff anymore. I learned this stuff. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe all this stuff when I found out. You can look up America by Arnaldus Montanus, it will show you the images of what they said that the indigenous people over here looked like. On Discord,
I got
that's
it.
my
I was
that's
just
my
challenging the
profile.
point of we being programmed to be slaves. I disagree with that. Like, no one in my none of my siblings feel that way. We felt like once we graduated high school, we had all the options in the world available to us.
You just got to go get it.
It's
You
just,
just got to go get it.
yeah, you just like it's not the 40s and 50s no more. Like, we way past that. Like, I don't know.
Well, we
Like,
were
What
better off in
what
the
what
40s and 50s. How
what
about that?
worries me, Daniel, what worries me is that you're a father, and I just don't see how it's beneficial to yourself and more importantly your children to be so pessimistic about where we are, because I've gone down the rabbit holes too and looked up all the things, and it still led me to the point where I felt so hopeless that I thought to myself, what now? Like, what? Okay, so what now? Yes,
But
the
you
way
see
that
what
we
I'm doing
think,
now? I'm
what we
building up a
eat, and all
business.
the things in our lives are influenced by greater forces. Yes, like what now? I still ended up in that hopeless place, but I had to get myself out of there and realize that you can only control the controllables, man. Working a job, making a budget, saving, like
Look,
just simple things like that. Finding
if
a community. Who are your best friends? What kind of people do you rub shoulders with, right?
I don't have no friends right now.
if it don't affect my day to day, I don't give a about it, and that's just kind of how I go about my life. Like, and none of that affects my day to day. I'm sorry, but everything you really does not really affect my day to day. My bills still got to get
What
paid.
everybody says.
Well, I
But
mean,
life is about
it's
the journey, man. Life is about the journey. You're thinking way too much about
you
stuff
know,
that you can't even really control. Like, if this
But
is the
I'm not
game,
making.
if the
hmm,
game is this, if the game is work a job
I'm sorry.
or start a business and own things, then play the game, bro. A lot of us are playing the game and we're getting ahead and we're figuring it out.
You know,
As many times as we fall down and we learn our lessons, we have to keep going. Like, you got to have a spirit of hopefulness and not this kind of. I'm just hearing a lot of pessimism from you, and I'm worried. I'm super worried about it because you got kids, bro. You got kids that are gonna look up to you and that you want to bring good people into this world. Like, if not that, then I don't, then you could probably find other reasons to find that are your why for why you need to be hopeful and optimistic and take control. But it doesn't sound like there's a lot of that happening right now. It just sounds like a lot of pessimism, and I'm worried for you.
I don't even understand, man, because since Mark called me earlier on the Discord, that was like 3 or I don't even know, man. I've been out here since 5 a.m. It's damn 1300 right now, almost 1400. So I've been out here all day. Like I'm not sitting in a damn basement just Googling shit. Like, I'm past that phase. That's what I'm saying. Like, I got my mindset that I got, but I'm just gonna keep moving. Like, you're right. It doesn't put money on the table. It doesn't affect your bottom line. Like, I
that,
understand all that. But
that,
I'm
that,
saying I broke out of that, and I'm damn sure not about to send my kids to school so they could tell them that they came from Africa.
but,
When I look at my genealogy and I have the records, none of my people came from Africa because it's a business. As a logistics company, you would know that a business has products on that shipment, and that product is gonna have paperwork. And then nobody got no paperwork said it was a slave come from Africa. That's the bottom line. Go and
What
try to
does that
find out
Oh
where
matter?
you come from
goodness.
Africa.
It
What does it
doesn't.
matter though?
Well, yeah,
But
what
I'm
does that
saying
matter? Even a
I'm
little bit.
working. I'm working. I'm working.
It shows everybody. I'm not being funny, but
No,
come
yeah.
on, man.
Everybody's working.
Everybody's
We
Yeah,
don't
other
working.
think
people
Like,
around
we
me are
don't
working
think you're in
too.
the
Yo,
basement, bro. I'm just worried about your internal dialogue. I'm worried about the
Daniel,
conversations. You said you have no friends, right? So you
oh
probably in
my
your head talking to yourself a lot. Your internal dialogue, how you treat yourself, whether or not you're your best friend or not. It
oh
sounds
my
like
god.
you're filling yourself with things that are not as important, bro.
Well, I wouldn't say it's not as important to know that you're not a slave that come from Africa when literally African Americans' whole thing is that they come from Africa. That,
Oh my god,
So
bro.
is
but
that what we're
once
gonna make this
again,
about now?
well,
does it
Oh
matter?
god.
Once
Oh
again,
god.
does it matter if we're from Africa? Does it matter if we're from
Oh,
Venezuela? It does not. We got to
oh
get the
god.
bag, run it up, and keep moving. I mean,
God.
Daniel, I don't want to shit on you, bro, but like as much research as you did on
God,
our history and where we come from, and you've been in gig work for 10 years, like you could have used that research on that, bro. Like I'm just
if
keeping
he
it
would have,
real with you.
yep, and I'm not trying to
Like,
attack or
like,
target or none of that, but if you would
cause
have done your
it's
research,
ridiculous. You're fighting that hard on the history. Fight on like your business. Like I don't know.
Oh man.
I'm not trying to target you at all, buddy, but I was listening the other day and you said you paid 22 for, I don't know what kind of van it is, but it's not a high roof or none of that. And it's like, if you would have done a little bit of research, you would have found that you could easily find a bigger, huge van for, you know, that same price.
Oh
I
Jesus.
mean,
Daniel needs hope, man. He needs faith.
Oh,
when I had kids, it changed my perspective of everything, which I had them at 21, but still, it changed my whole perspective. Like, it's not about me anymore. Who gives a fuck about, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's about them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he said earlier, I think it was Mark, the very beginning, Mark was asking him something, and I think the conversation was like, what is success, right? What is it to be successful? And that might be different to everybody, but success to me is having a family and
Yep.
maintaining it and supporting it,
Yep.
right? It's not the Lamborghinis in Ty Lopez's garage. It's not any of that. Success to me is having a family, you know? Success to you
Yep.
might be conquering half of Russia. I don't, whatever you want to say. Um, but I don't. What's his why? What's he hopeful for? What's he optimistic for in the future? I can't. I'm not hearing anything that says to me, I'm hopeful that I can make this happen in life. And stepping away from God is a whole nother thing that we could talk about, but we're not
Yeah,
gonna
that's.
we're not gonna go that deep,
I thank God every day that I wake up in the morning. So we're, two different people
bro.
on that
I
aspect.
had I had to pray this morning because I knew I was gonna have a hard day, but I didn't I
Yep.
didn't pray asking for things. I just prayed thanking God for giving me the tools that I need to be who I
Yep.
need to be and run my business.
Thank you.
When you're
Thank you.
young, you learn how to pray in a way that's like asking, like, God, give me
Yep.
patience, God, give me this.
Yep.
And then as I got older, stepped away and came back, I realized I've been praying wrong this whole time. I should have been
Yep.
praying and saying, God, thank you for
For
giving me these
anything and
struggles
every.
right now
Thank you.
because they're gonna make me a better person. Thank you
Yep.
for thank you for giving me the opportunity to struggle. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to hit the ground, smack down, and still get up. And thank you for
Yeah.
already giving me that strength. Thank you for giving me the patience.
I've had 2 near-death experiences, and I'm going to tell you
Faith,
right
man.
now,
Faith, hope, optimism.
God, faith, you got to have it. Even if you don't want to believe in it, guess what? It's better to believe in something than nothing. I don't care what anybody says. You got to believe in something. You have to. Or what's it all for?
You gotta have a why, bro. Yeah.
Any thoughts, Daniel?
Um, honestly, man,
Because you need people
I've
to
learned a
talk to,
lot of stuff.
Daniel. You need people to talk to, and you ain't the only
Yeah, but
one.
just hear me out, man. So I've been learning stuff, but I'm not letting that stop me from getting out here and doing what I need to do. It's not. I'm not at that part of it anymore. Like, cause everybody says that. Like, when I talk to the in-laws, when I talk to my parents, they're just all like, "And what's the bottom line? Like, so what are you gonna do? Like, what are you?" Well, I just hate to hear that shit. It's like, it's not about, oh, what am I gonna do right now? It's about that I woke up to something and I'm gonna change my mentality towards how I see a situation. Cause and that's why I like to use the slavery as an example, because we've been told that slavery was one way and
All
slavery is the
right,
same as it is
all
today.
right, all right, all
So
right. So
I
check
don't.
this out. You saying going to a job is a form of slavery, right?
Yeah,
All right. So hold on. What do you think you're doing now?
I'm working for myself.
Thank you.
No, you're not. You more of a slave doing what you're doing than you would be going to a traditional job for 40 hours a week with benefits. You more of a slave now because you working all day for $200 in an industry that's constantly declining. See, with a job, as you develop skills on your job, what happens on your job? When you go
Well,
to
okay,
hold on, no,
ideas
no,
that
no,
you
no,
can
no, hold on, hold
share.
on. No, no, no. You get promoted, right? What else
Maybe.
happens?
What do you
What?
mean?
No, hold on, hold on. What else happens when you have a career or a job?
Mark, my brain doesn't work in this
No,
capacity,
no, no,
so
no. Well, your
you're
brain
gonna have
gonna
to
work in that way today. Hold on, because it's gonna work that way
no, it
today.
don't work like
When
this.
you,
It
when
don't
you,
work like
no,
this.
well, get in the camera. Let me see you. We talking to a man.
I'm right here.
You talking to a man. Look me in my eye. When you work at a job or a career over a prolonged period of time, what happens?
You can get promotions.
You get promotions, and also what? You get pay increases over your tenure, right?
That's the idea. Yes.
That's what it is.
That's not what it is. Some people work at McDonald's. Like, what are we talking about?
And they get raises.
Okay, so they made
A
instead
person
of
who's
$14
been
now they
work
make
hold
six.
on, a person who's been working at McDonald's for 10 years isn't making what they were making 10 years ago because minimum wage has increased, the cost of living has increased, and what has happened in recent years is that companies, especially in those industries, have had to significantly bump, even if it's beyond what the state minimum requirement is for minimum wage. They've had to go up just to attract people to even come to work. So at the end of the day, companies now are increasingly paying more, right? Because they want to stay in business. In order to stay in business, they need what? People. So you're saying that's slave work, but you're telling me what you're doing. Hold on. What you're telling me what you're doing right now is a gig worker, not a gig boss, not a gig entrepreneur. They don't call it a gig entrepreneur. It's when you pay your taxes or when you file for unemployment or whatever the case may be, it says gig worker. You're a worker. It don't say gig boss or gig entrepreneur. It says gig worker. You're more of a slave since you want to adopt this mentality. You're more of a slave for Amazon. You're more of a slave for Target. You're more of a slave for Uber. You're more of a slave for Lyft than you would be going working a traditional job, because here's where I see the rates that they're paying in that industry. Look at me. They're going this way, sir. They're going this way. And you can dispute it, but you can't dispute it because I asked you this question yesterday because you've been in this ecosystem for the past 10 years and you attested to it. The rates are going this way. Why? Because these companies eventually have to seek profitability. They wheeled you in with high pay to get you on the platform to meet the demands of the business, right? Because they were also marketing to the consumer, hey, come join our platform. We can offer you delivery. Just give us $10.99 a month and you can get as many deliveries as you want for free. They drew all those people in, but guess what? They need service providers like you to come do it. They paid you a lot of money at the beginning. Now, once they got enough people on their platform, now we can slowly start decreasing the rates for you and increasing the rates for the consumer because everybody's accustomed to you. We already got you brainwashed. See, you're brainwashed, sir. You're brainwashing this, oh, I can do it myself mentality. You ain't got no health insurance. You ain't got no life insurance. You ain't got no benefits. So how the hell is working a job a slave, but what you doing right now is not? A person that's working at McDonald's consistently 8 hours a day with benefits is in a much better position than you are, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
You gotta
401k?
No. Look at me. I'm trying to tell you what it
I'm
is.
telling you, yeah, somebody working at McDonald's is doing much better than me. I understand.
Because here's the thing. If they're getting paid $21 an hour to work at McDonald's and they get an 8-hour shift 5 days a week,
They don't get that. Oh my!
How you gonna
Making
tell
stuff
me?
up now.
Here they're getting paid that. They're getting paid that here.
Mark, the whole thing with a restaurant, I've worked at a restaurant before. Their whole thing is to lower the labor cost per hour. So if they're having downtimes, they need you to go take a break. They send you home early. Like, what are we talking about? That's not a
All
job
right,
where you go and just
so
turn it
here's the
up.
thing.
You want to talk about a call center or something?
You
Let's
know who
talk
the
about a
people
call
who
center then,
hold on.
or a
No, because
warehouse.
you're looking at you're looking at the negative aspect for every single thing we're talking about. You're looking at it all from the negative connotations. Let's look at it from the positive, all right? Let's look at it from the positive. All right. Boom. Okay, you have some people that work jobs and they look to decrease their earning by giving them less hours, but those are the people who are underperforming. When you go to a job, it's competition. Everything is competition. Working a traditional job, being in business, being a gig worker, everything is competitive. When you go work for a job, there's a person fighting to get into that company to take your job. There's people that are in that job looking to take your hours. Everybody's looking to scale up. Why? Because everybody wants more money. Why do people want more money? Because the cost of living continues to rise. I say this shit over and over and over. In 44 years of my life, since I've been paying attention, I've never seen costs go down. I've only seen them go up. The news tells you all prices are going down. I pay attention to shit I spend money on. A Cadillac Escalade, when I was shopping for one, in 2002, which is why I bought the Avalanche, a brand new Escalade, and 2002 was $51,000. A new one now is $130,000. A house back in the early 90s was $50,000-$60,000. A house, that same house that my OG bought for $60,000 in 1992 is $200,000 and something today.
I'm listening to you.
So where is this? A fucking number one at McDonald's was $3. That shit is $10 now.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about, bro? You in an industry that they're lowering your rates. When you go work a job, the rates you get paid more over time. You get benefits. But you're telling me that's slave work. You know who pays people to market that shit, bro? The industries like you're in right now. The people that are up here, you talking about Rockefeller and shit, bro. Look at the people that are out here today. You mentioned Ty Lopez and all these people, and they the ones that got you fucked up like this. I don't listen to what these people say, bro.
Let me ask you something. Can I ask you some real shit? If you lost all your money today, Mark, if you lost everything, all your assets, your paper assets, if you lost your real estate, if you had to start over at zero today, would you be able to make it back to where you're at?
Absolutely. You know why? Because there's people out there with mindsets like you.
I?
I'm gonna
Why
come
don't you
take.
think I
You know why? Because there's people out there like you that I could just come take your shit. I'm gonna come take everything you got, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it because your mind is weak. I ain't worried about it. You're my competition. Just like I tell people, your competition is all around you. Man, I ain't worried. I lose everything and come get that shit right back, because I'm gonna step on people like you. I'm gonna step all over. I'm gonna take everything you got. Your little route you got, I'm gonna take it. When you don't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, no problem. That's that route there for me. I'm gonna come get it. When you tired and you want to go home because you want that thigh on you, I'm gonna stay out later.
All right, we'll see.
When she throw that monkey on you, I'm gonna reach over. I'm gonna say, hold on, wait a second, hold on. I'm gonna reach over to that nightstand. I'm gonna throw that garbage bag on. You know what? Because that's gonna slow me down. That's gonna cost a little bit of money, and that money, this risk right here, this 20, 30 minutes right here, you know what? I'm gonna still have the 20, 30 minutes of fun, but let me go on here and make sure that this 20, 30 minutes don't cost me the rest of my life, because I don't want to invest in the rest of my life right now. See, everything that you do is a choice and a decision. Everything you do. You got a choice to get up. You got a choice to roll your ass over, pull that cover back over your head, snuggle up, and go back to sleep. Everything is choices and decisions, sir. Everything is choices and decisions. Everything, bro. So all this job slave shit, bro, that shit bullshit, bro. You more of a slave now because you're making less money now than if you was going to work a job. The shit you doing right now for Target, you'd be better off just going actually working in the store for Target.
What's your definition of a slave, Daniel?
If you're running 3 routes to make what you making, let's look at it. You're running 3 routes to only walk away with $100 after your cost. 3 separate routes from 2 different companies that's costing you 8 hours of your day. 3 routes to walk away with $100. Let's dumb it down. Who's really the slave? Here's the thing. No, let's kick it. See, as a gig worker for a Target, as a gig worker for an Amazon, the company doesn't have vested interest in your success. They don't have vested interest in your future. Why? Because you're an independent contractor. As an employee in a store, and this goes back to what I say, you're better off going working in Target. You're better off going working in Amazon because they have vested interest in your success. Here, you're working here, you're starting entry level. We're vesting into your future. Why? Because as the company grows, we're going to need people to grow within the company to help keeping us going up. So we're going to invest time into training you, molding you, and as you grow within the company, we're going to reward you with more money. Because if we make you successful, it makes us successful. They have vested interest in you as an employee. They don't have vested interest in you as a fucking gig worker. You're a fucking gig worker. And I'm making this shit sound bad right now purposely. Don't get to offense to people in the audience because I'm trying to prove a point. There's no vested interest. They have no vested interest in your future success because you're an owner operator. That's why we can lower the rates on you. We don't care. Take it or leave it. Like, what are we talking about here? So who's really the slave? The employee for Target, the employee for Amazon, or the third-party contractor? Now, breaking it down like that, you tell me. This is why motherfucker can't fuck with me. See, this is why you need to educate yourself.
I'm more of a slave now.
When people come talking dumb shit, I'm gonna fuck them up. That's why they don't hit the link. They better not come hit this link talking that dumb shit with me. I'm gonna fuck you up all the way around the board. And I'm talking that cocky shit because I can stand on that shit. That shit is it just makes no sense. A slave. I get a job. I'm a slave. What the fuck? Fuck, you gonna build some shit on some shit that they don't even got vested interest in your success. Who's more of a slave? Shit, we already done spent money. You've been with us 3-4 years. We already invested in you. Shit, we want you to grow. Shit, we need people. We rather hire someone that's growing from within the company than hire someone from outside the company. Vested interest. What are we talking about? What are
I
we
feel like
talking
I'm
a
more
about,
of a
question
Daniel?
for you,
nerd
Mark.
now. I
Go
work for
ahead.
myself. I'm still nope.
Go ahead. Question.
Like segueing from what I can see, like I can tell from like the media Daniel's consumed and stuff. Like, how do we combat like misinformation and disinformation, or is it just futile? Like, it's just so much information out there. People are gonna pick and choose what to take it from. Like, I, how do you combat that, or should it even like I
How
said,
you
is it futile?
say that one more time? I was listening, but I was kind of not listening. Say it one more time. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I said, how do we combat like misinformation and disinformation, or like, is it futile? Like, because there's so many information sources, people are just gonna pick one and then like run with
Well,
it.
well, could, it all goes back to the individual and their level of thinking.
Mindset.
I combat misinformation by oversaturating my sector with correct information and challenging the misinformation. For me to sit up here and drop the link and say, I dare you motherfuckers that talk different to hit that link, that makes them think, listen, if I go up here, I can make my videos disputing it, but if I click this link, I better come with it because my credibility is on the line. This is me proving that all that misinformation is bullshit, because if I'm selling something or if I'm saying who I say I am, and as a creator and influencer in the space, then it's my job to go and stand on what I'm saying on, especially when I'm called out.
Right.
This is how I combat it. You see what I'm saying? Can I save the world in my space? Absolutely not. Why? Because there's going to always be people that pop up. There's going to always be people that cower behind their safe space, right? You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, a challenge has been made. Eventually people going to be like, well, why you ain't stepping up to the challenge? Now, I can't speak for other sectors. And I can't, speak for people's mindset. There are always going to be people that are misled because they want what sounds good, right? They want to believe what sounds good versus what sounds true. Because a lot of the times, what sounds true, there's a level of difficulty that comes with it. There is, a timetable that is prolonged because most people want instant gratification. And people just rather go with what sounds good. They get sold on that hope, I guess, that bullshit. And they fall into that trap. That's the trap.
Yeah.
That's the trap. People that he said saying that you don't need a job. Guess what? Well, check this out, pimp, because I always like to throw the numbers out there. Okay. You got all these influencers saying, man, build this, build that, don't go work a job. Okay, well, let's speak for this industry. Well, why the majority of the people that come into this industry fail? The majority. And it's not even close.
Isn't that every industry?
It's every
Business in
industry.
general? Like 90, was it 90 something percent of businesses fail within the first 2 years
Yes.
in every industry.
All right. It takes a strong person to maneuver through all the bullshit. It takes a strong person to be a leader. It takes a strong person to not be misled. It takes a strong person to deal with adversity, deal with challenges. These are the small percentage of people that succeed. It takes a person that makes great choices and decisions. It takes a person that holds himself accountable, learns from their mistakes going forward, doesn't repeat the same mistakes. understand that they have to minimize their losses. It's okay to take losses. We're all going to take losses in life. It's just a part of life. The object is to minimize them. You minimize them from holding yourself accountable for the mistakes that you've made prior and thinking things through and just not jumping into things without thought. And that's where I think a lot of these young individuals get misled. They don't think. We've I talk to y'all all the time. You sign shit, don't read it. You don't research what you're getting into. You just do shit. You believe shit. You just go about shit. There's no planning. There's no nothing, bro. There's no thought. The whole reason why so many people fail is because they don't use this. They don't use this. They don't exercise this. They just do. And doing is not enough. Everything I talk about, like you just talk about, is competitive. Every single thing. If you and your competition are both doers, the person who's going to succeed is the person who outthinks the other person. The person who's more wittier than the other person. The person who's more clever.
Let me ask you this, Mark. Out of the guys that you see, how many of them fall into like the analysis paralysis mode, where like they're overthinking and they won't pull the trigger, they won't do something, or you don't see that too much?
Bro, it was a box truck content creator that he kind of did a video, kind of. It was Vic. It was like 2 years ago. Analysis paralysis, bro. What the fuck is that? I don't like, bro. All this shit, and that's a ploy to get you to
I
pull
didn't
the
get that
trigger.
from him.
Hold on, hold on.
I didn't get that
What?
from him, by the way.
Well, he did a short or a video about it. It's still up on his channel, and it was kind of like me telling people to slow down and think. He came with that video. Funny video, by the way. Uh, uh,
Okay.
Here's the thing: when people say that analysis paralysis is to get you to pull the trigger without thinking things through. See, once you pull the trigger, you already pulled the trigger. It's okay to be patient and think things through and plan. Listen, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Analysis paralysis, bro, get the fuck out of here with this shit, bro. What's for you is for you. See, he don't believe in God. That's another thing. He don't believe in God. It's just like, does your mama believe in God?
Yeah, my mom's a Christian, my grandma's a Christian,
Okay.
my
So,
wife's family's Christians except for
all
her
right.
dad. He's
So
not.
so it's just like this. That analysis paralysis and all this dumb shit. Listen, what's for you is for you. If God has it for you, it's going to be there. So if you prolong because you're doing your education, you're properly preparing, and it takes you a little bit longer because you're just not sold yet, or you haven't educated yourself yet enough to pull the trigger on what you're investing in. If it's for you, it'll be there. If God has it in store for you, can't nobody take it away from you.
And I think there's a misconception because when we say I don't believe in God, I said I don't believe that God is the God in that Bible. I
You
think
said you are God, and you ain't my God, so you can't be God. So I don't know what the hell you
He
talking
said-
about. Because you ain't my God. Because I'm not
oh,
talking. Because my God
if
wouldn't
that boy
be this
Daniel, my
naive.
God.
the trees are an expression of God. The air is an expression of God. All this stuff that connects all of us. The reason why you driving down the highway, somebody looks at you and you see them from your peripherals or your sixth sense, all that different type of stuff that connects us. Yes, that's God. But what I'm saying is this man that they created in the Bible and said that there was a group of people that he led into a promised land. I'm saying that that's something else entirely. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that I don't have a connection to what I call God. I'm saying that the God in the Bible, that's a war God. That's a colonization book. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm so oppressed, all this different type of shit. I'm saying if you read the book, them bringing the Hebrew Israelites, they brought them as migrants to a land where they would then become the rulers of that land. And then you go into Kings, and you, like I'm saying, that's the book of Kings. So we're talking about from the book of Genesis, then they do an Exodus out of Egypt, and then they come to the land of Canaan. They came to a land that was preoccupied with other people, and God told them that these people are wicked, and I'm gonna set you guys up because you're righteous. That's just like what they're doing right now with the migrants, bringing migrants over. Those people in the Bible that were in the desert for 40 years, like the people living in tents and all this different type of stuff, those are migrants. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a group of people that were genocide and replaced with migrants. That's all I'm saying. Like I don't mess with that because it's a lot of layers to that book. We just think, oh God, and we have this connection to God, and it's just like, but if you read that book, I mean, it's not. You're not talking about a good story. You're talking about a story of killing, of raping. Well, sorry, I don't mean to say that on here, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot more to that. There's incest in that book. It's a lot of stuff that people just overlook. You know
Daniel,
what I'm
I got
saying?
two questions, bro. I got two questions, bro.
Yeah.
One, what is your primary source of media and news? And then number two, why are you just like, there's no way you're more informed on all of this stuff than you are on like business. It's just not adding up to me. Like
No,
10
it's
years
not
of
that I'm
gig
not informed
10
on
years of
business.
gig work, but you know all this other stuff about, it's just irrelevant. Like, okay, if you don't believe in whatever, you don't believe in whatever. Like, you still got a life to live, and like
Is any of
you
that gonna
haven't
pay your
made it where
bills?
you want to make it.
Okay,
What's that?
listen,
None of
I
that's gonna pay
understand.
his bills. Is basically what I'm saying. Like I get
That's
all of
what,
that.
like
I mean,
if you had like a deep conversation with me about like how this gig scaled up to this and moved on to this, and like I'm like,
yeah.
oh wow, like you're deep on all of this, but like you're going through the Hebrew this, Hebrew that, like bro, nobody gives a fuck about that shit. Respectfully,
Well,
nobody gives a fuck.
I thought that people on this panel were Christians. So what do you mean? I'm not no Hebrew. That's not what I'm trying to say.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
saying
bro, like I tuned out soon as you start going through a history lesson and all that stuff, bro.
that's
See,
cool,
here's
man.
the thing, Daniel. I, like I tuned out too, and I'm a Christian, but you like all that stuff you talk about. I don't even like. I ask my OG about it, and you know, but like I know like the basic stories that I got taught in Sunday school. I
Yep.
read the Bible, but I can't, I haven't read it more times because certain things you have to read a multitude of times to be able to comprehend it. And there's so many stories in the Bible that I just don't remember all the stories in context that I'm going to sit up here and talk about it because the Bible I think is something you got to read probably at least 10 times. You know what I'm saying? And to memorize all those stories. You see what I'm saying? And to be able to articulate the message uh, in all those stories. Um, I think he's more concerned with. I think he's in a space where
That stuff is
here's the
affecting his life.
here's the thing. When I listen to him, and then that young kid that was up here last week, that 18-year-old kid or 19 or whatever he was, and I listen to the other guys that come up, it just seems like it's just like outer space lost. It's like no
It's so.
direction, no understanding. It's like not in tune with just the way things are, and it's being brainwashed. Like he's brainwashed. He's trying to avoid being brainwashed, so he says, but in reality he's really brainwashed. He's really brainwashed, you know.
But
And it's
with the
it's it's unfortunate. Go ahead.
And
You
it's
got it.
for all the wrong reasons too. Like none of that stuff is gonna help improve your life, whether you're right or wrong about what you're saying.
Well, everybody interprets the Bible differently too. It don't matter how many times you read it. Everybody's gonna have a different, you get what I'm saying, perspective on it. So you can't even like pull that, you know?
Yeah, but with the slavery thing as well, like okay, bro. Let's say I take all what you said is true. So what? Like,
You're
so
Thank
what?
you. I still gotta work in the morning. Like, what are you?
And I have guys my age. I'm 27. Friends of mine who will bring that stuff up every now and then. They'll be like, "Yeah, Native Americans and blah 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 this and the Rockefellers and Jews and all." Like, bro, I don't care. None of that got to do with anything. That ain't got nothing to do
Yep.
with nothing.
Yep. I like to educate myself on stuff I can control.
Right. Like I can
Yep.
be as right as I want to be about billionaires and uh what they call it, cabals and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yep.
Bro, that's a
I don't know. I ain't
Yeah,
with
so
it.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll continue the conversation with them. Anybody else that's 32 or under, it's an open panel. We got room for about three more people to come up on the panel. We had people come up that have dropped down. Daniel, I'm pretty sure, hit the link again. Just talking about, just the mindset, of people 32 and under. Why do you guys, and we see a different collective of different thoughts. You got one gentleman up here that's 28 that is a homeowner that has two kids that has a trade under its belt. You got another person up here that's, what are you, 27? Um,
yeah.
you try owner operator. You're a CDL driver now. You went and bought a box truck to, supplement your income and create another stream of revenue. We got Daniel who's popping up on and off who has this mindset. There were some people that were in the chat yesterday that wanted to talk. Now is the time. Now is the time. So the panel is open. We got a couple more hours. I'll leave the panel open, and
Mark,
people
before
can
the
express their thoughts.
pandemic, I was in real estate.
Mm-hmm. Said before the pandemic, you were in real estate.
Yeah, like I had my license, and
Interesting.
I was making money off getting leases and getting commission off that,
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
I was transitioning over to just strictly selling because the leases weren't sustainable. Um, but the pandemic hit, and it's just tough. Like people don't want you in their houses and stuff, so I kind
Mm-hmm.
of just shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Okay.
just a little bit more background.
What's up, Daniel? What's on your mind? Link is pinned to the top of the chat.
I
32 and
was just
under.
saying, like, I understand what you guys are saying. What's the point? That doesn't bring in money. I'm pretty sure that's a logical thought process, obviously. What's the point? And I'm saying, I'm not learning this stuff anymore. This is stuff that I've learned. I'm not letting that hold me back. As you can see, I'm I'm trying to better my life. And even earlier, I was saying, if it sounds more stable for me to get a CDL and go that route until I could create a more stable situation for my family, and then later in life, when I'm ready, when I have the money put away, when I've fixed up my credit, when I have a home that I can leverage against, then I could come back into business. The business is not going anywhere. You see what I'm saying? And I can still live the dream. I can still live the life that I want to live. You see what I mean? And it's not that I'm just some conspiracy theorist just sitting in a, like, I've been done that shit. I've been known that we didn't come from Africa. Like, you're right. It doesn't mean anything because people who think they come from Africa, they have a home, whatever. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? You, I would be proud too. If I had a home, I would be proud, like, but rubbing that in, that doesn't, like, I don't really care. You know what I mean?
I'm not rubbing it in. Now, that's kind of
Bro,
crazy.
I'm proud of
I'm
you,
just
bro.
saying,
Your mom is
like,
proud of you. Your parents are proud of you. Like,
But so, what do you
my
think? What
parents
so
are
what?
what? Hold on.
Proud of you.
are your parents proud of you?
I
I know you
mean,
said
yeah,
you
for
were
the
adopted,
most
but
part, but it's because I mean, the decisions I made, it's not got anything to do with what I got. I mean,
I
they
know. But if you
instilled that
made bad
into me. You know what
decisions
I mean?
and they weren't proud of you, if you made bad decisions and
Oh,
they weren't proud of
I've
you,
made
then
plenty.
how would you?
I was in jail 3 years ago. I've made plenty of bad decisions, buddy. Plenty. But that didn't
So
change their perspective of
it
me
wasn't
because
the
they
end
knew
of the
they raised
world,
me good
right?
enough to.
It
No,
wasn't the end of the world for you.
no,
Yeah.
not
So
for me
that's why I'm
personally. It was because I had built. If I wouldn't have had the money to pay off, everything, it would have been the end of the world, truthfully. But you know,
So that's what I'm saying. When I came up to the panel yesterday, I was saying I thought that I had one plan, and I'm saying maybe that wasn't the right opportunity for me. And so I was
yeah,
strategizing on what could be a potential next move. And I don't see nothing wrong with if I'm supposed to work a job or whatever. I don't see what's wrong with trying to create a career out of it and then become a CDL driver, get my shit together, get my money up, get my bread right, and then I could come back to this later. You know what I mean?
yes. That's fine. That's what I did. You build, like I did. I built 2 years basically of full expenses, really 3, but 2 years of full expenses and no worries. That's when you can, take the risk that I did, spending the money just to buy it and go for it. A lot of
Yeah,
people do it stupid early and take out all these loans and stuff like that's how you end up getting got in the situation. You got to, build up to know you're good before you risk the business.
yeah.
So where you at? Where
But I
you
was
at with it?
also blessed with people around me that guided me in somewhat the right direction, if you want to. That is a blessing and I take it. I was around people who pointed me in the right directions because yeah, everyone said go to college, and guess what, I did go to college, but I went to college for a trade, not any of that other bull, just being honest,
Yeah,
because I know there was one thing that was always going to need done, and it's general labor in a scheme of like everything. It's always going to need to be done. So put yourself in a position where you're going to always have a job.
So what's your
that's
thoughts
interesting.
now? What's your thoughts now, Daniel?
Well, I think for some reason, oh God is trying to tell me something through you,
Wait,
Mark.
God is telling you something?
Man, I
What?
just said I'm not rocking
I'm
with the.
sorry.
I'm still connected to God, man, but it's just like I can't turn a blind eye to all this stuff, man. I woke up to what happened in the Bible. It doesn't make me feel all good inside anymore. It's like whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like God told me who my wife was gonna be in the way that we met and got married and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm still cool with God, man. It's not like I'm, obviously you said God gave me that car, God, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that my relationship with Him is a little bit different now. You see what I mean? It's a little bit different, you know.
I mean,
So what you
God
gonna?
gives you everything every morning you wake up. That's why it's like, I don't see how you can negate that.
So what are we
Everything.
gonna do, Daniel? What are we gonna do
It's
going
just a
forward?
book that I have a problem with, huh?
What are we doing going forward?
So I'm gonna do the CDL school. I'm just gonna pay for it, and then I'm gonna start off with. I'm gonna have to start off with lower pay, but at least on my days off, I could work the gig apps because that's what it's for, supplemental, and then I could get my situation straight and stable, and then like I said, later in the future, 5 years down the line or whenever I'm ready, I'm not gonna put a time limit on it. Then I can always come back to business, or I could realize, hey, you know what? Maybe I just want to make investments, or maybe I want to do something else. You see
That's
what I'm
what I
saying?
do.
Like,
I
yeah, that's
invest.
yeah,
But I'm going to tell you the CDL, so you're ready to be gone for basically a year without, you'll be home a little bit. But I looked into getting my CDL, dude, and every single job was going to, brand new, you're going to be OTR and you're going to be gone for basically a year. So, if
yeah.
you're ready to do that, then go the CDL route. But I'm going to tell you, personally, I like the trades. Personally, I like the trades because you can literally, it's not restricted. I mean, I could work 70 hours a week. I could work 40 hours a week. You know, like, you just got to go. I don't know. I prefer the trades because, with the CDL and stuff, you're going to be gone for a year, basically. And you got 3 kids, I got 2 kids. Like, a year's a long time. Like, 2 weeks for me is a long time, but you got to go get it, so it don't matter. But
What you thinking about,
I
Daniel?
don't know.
I'm thinking I'm not about to go work no damn Amazon or no warehouse.
Okay. Well, what you gonna do? What's so bad about working a job? What's the bad thing about working a job?
I
What's
don't
the
like
bad? Huh?
I don't like authority.
Okay. You have authority now.
No, somebody's telling me what to do.
Yeah. You just don't have direct supervision over you.
Man, come on. You could say that about anything because it's not like you could go be lawless out here in these streets. You got authority with the police, the state, the federal. Like, you're not going to be able to just roam freely and do whatever you want to do. We don't live in the Wild Wild West anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Tell some of the people I know that.
Well, here's the thing. The situation you're in, you need stability. Just like I said yesterday, you got to have stability. And, even with talking to you for 2 days, and, I'm talking to other people, but it still has resorted back to you. Like, there's a lot of me with you. And you gave that up 6, 7 years
Yep.
ago. And then you gave it up again the second time. And then you gave it up again most recently with the newborn. It's not about you anymore. You have to do whatever you need to do. Because here's the thing, everything that you're complaining about, the way you look at life, right? Do you want your kids to struggle the way you feel like you're struggling? I think the reason you're going through the shit that you're going through is the decisions you made. But even if your kids make bad decisions and poor decisions, do you want them to go through what you're going through?
No.
All right. How do you think that? What do you think you need to do to prevent that from happening?
I don't know, Mark. There's not one road. Like, there's multiple roads you can take, like,
Uh,
to get to
okay.
an end
Well,
result.
forget the road. Forget the road.
I can't just forget the road, man, because
Eh,
I, I have a situation where I can actually do something unique that not
What's
everybody can
that?
do.
What is that?
My family has land that's paid for,
What the fuck?
and I
What does that
can
have to do
simply,
with anything? What does that have to do
because
with anything?
you're talking about if I want to live in this, if I want to live in society and be a part of society, I have to play by the rules of society, which is get a job, pay my bills, live
How
in the
much does it
city.
cost
It
to
costs
redevelop this trailer? How much is it going to cost to redevelop this trailer?
around $20,000.
That's it. All right, I
Yes.
give you 20 grand. Matter of fact, I'm not giving you shit. I send a crew down there to develop this trailer so that you and your family can live in it. Then what?
So then I have to figure out how to make money.
You gotta
So
figure out how to make
it's not
money.
in the middle of nowhere
So
exactly. It's
so
like
so so so
it's
hold
an
on, hold on.
hour.
So
It's an
so what
hour
this
from the city.
so what does this trailer have to do with anything if you still got to figure out how to make money? Why
Oh,
why you
Mark.
keep
Well,
talking about
listen.
this
There's
trailer, bro, in
different ways to
Alabama?
make money. There's
Okay,
different ways to make. Do you leave your house to make money? Let me ask you.
no,
Okay, so does everybody have to leave their house to make money? But
no.
even if you did, there's people who live out in rural areas and they have to go into the city and commute to work. And
What does
because
that
they
have
live
to
in
do
rural
with anything,
areas, there's
Daniel? Daniel, what
huh?
does this have to do with anything? What does
Because
this trailer in
this
Alabama
is
have to
still
do
a
anything?
potential plan that I can have to build stability for my family.
Okay, how?
Because we'll have a place to live and we will only have to pay our bills like electric, gas, water. We won't have to pay a mortgage.
All right.
We won't have to pay rent.
Have you
We have to
looked
pay
at
the property
okay?
tax.
Have you looked at the market in Alabama?
Mark, I've done research. Yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
where is this trailer at in Alabama? What part of Alabama is it? Is it near Huntsville? Is it near the city?
No, it's in Castleberry. It's about an hour
What's the
away from Pensacola. It's two
mhm.
hours away from Mobile, Alabama. 2 hours from Birmingham. 3 hours from Atlanta. I mean, it's accessible to get to the city.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you want to be out in the country, you want to live off the land. That's basically what you want to do.
yeah, the land that my great grandparents passed on in hopes that it would take care of us forever. Yes, that land.
Okay. You don't got the money to redevelop it.
Not today.
Okay. Are you striving to do that?
Stop.
Well, the thing with that is that it's not just me. So I would have to convince my wife if that's what she would want to do. If she would want to live somewhere like that, she doesn't want. As of right now, she doesn't want to live. She don't want to live there right now. So we didn't
Oh,
even go down the
so
whole list.
so
I told you my grandfather works in construction his whole life, so
your wife don't
he
want to
was
live
willing to
there.
help me.
So your wife
Huh?
don't want to live in the trailer.
Not right now.
So y'all not even on the same accord. Do your wife want to work?
She says she does sometimes, but the way that she was working before she stopped working, it was like
All
she
right.
got, but she was fired for not
So
answering calls at a call center. I was like, you really like to work, but like, why were you answering the phones? But whatever, man.
so you
Like,
not even bro, you don't even got a control of your household, big dog.
Oh no.
Bro,
all
what
right,
you
man.
mean she don't want to go? You got a plan for this financial freedom, but she don't want to be financially free based off your plan.
Yeah, she said she'd be willing to move to Dallas, and so that's how we ended up moving to Dallas. But my people got land in Dallas too, so it's
She
like,
not work. Hold on, big dog. Hold on. She not working, big dog. It's her people down in Dallas, right?
no, it's my people.
Okay. She want to move to Dallas. You don't want to move to Dallas.
It's not that I didn't. Okay, I couldn't afford to move
Who
to
wants
California,
to
but
move to Dallas,
originally
bro?
that's what I wanted to do. Huh?
You said you can't afford to move to California. Or you can't. I didn't catch it.
I cannot.
Okay.
So that's
So
where originally
all
I
right,
did want to move to
all right. You
California.
can't afford You can't afford California, big dog. You
Yeah,
can't.
I understand.
All right. So let's talk. Whose idea was it to move to Dallas?
It was my wife's idea originally.
All right. So originally it's your wife's idea. Why?
Because, man, we tired of being in Colorado.
Wait. Is she tired of being in Colorado, or you tired of being in Colorado? Or collectively y'all tired of being in Colorado?
Collectively.
And why? Why are you tired of being in Colorado?
This is all we've known, Mark. It's just
All right.
Colorado.
All right. So boom. What does the Dallas market offer you that you're willing to relocate to Dallas from Colorado? What does Dallas?
It doesn't even matter which city. All the cities are the same. It's gonna be
Okay.
they're
Well, why
gonna have
Dallas?
downtown.
Listen, hold on. That's not why you move. You know why people move? Because of opportunities. You know why people move? To get away from poverty. You know why people move? Because crime forces them out. Taxes forces them out. People are looking for more stability, more quality of life. Listen, I can go here. The cost of living in this market is less. I'll make more because I'm saving on taxes and income tax and this, that, and the third. What's your reason for relocating from Colorado to Texas, sir? Because you're tired of Colorado? That's not, I'm not going to take that as an answer. Why are you moving from Colorado to Texas? What's the reasoning behind it? You're moving to a large market. You're moving from a small market to a large market. You're moving from a small market where you're struggling to a large market. Cost of living is probably going to be higher for you. Dallas is not a poor town. Dallas is a rich city. So explain to me why you want to move from your town in Colorado to Dallas. Because your wife wants to move there?
You wanna know why? You wanna know
Yeah.
why?
Tell me why.
Because let me see. Because I know you're like old enough to be like my older
Yo,
brother. Well, because you would be like 14 years old. You're only like 14 years older than me, so you would have been like a brother. But like, let's just say that okay, so when you have a child and you sometimes you hover over like and you don't let them do stuff on their own, and that's what's going on here is that everybody has their input and everybody's telling us what we're doing. It's just like you. Everybody is on the same accord as you, and even the guy on the panel. I don't know your name, but you guys all like you guys would just all get along. Just you would just love my family, and they would be like, "Man, I respect you guys." Nobody fucking respects me, man. God,
Well,
Why?
I'm gonna tell you that shit's
because I
earned
don't got
though,
my
bro.
shit
That shit was
together.
not gave to me. That shit was earned.
So no one. Why do you don't think people respect you? I respect you enough to be sitting here and caring about your well-being. I cared enough about you this morning that I reached out to you privately to see if you got your ass up and did what you were supposed to do. Did I
Okay.
did I not do that? All right. So here's the thing. You said yesterday, man, we need whatever you said, man. You ain't got nobody to talk to, man. Da da da. Mark, we need people like you to talk. So here's the talk. And hopefully there's other people that need this talk too. There's other people that come, there's other people that come privately. At the end of the day, bro, like I'm asking you, why are you moving to a larger market that the cost of living is going to be more? You got people in here that are in Texas and they're concurring what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So what like are you moving to Dallas because it presents more opportunity for you? Like what? Like we just don't move somewhere because you're tired. You know what I'm saying? What I don't like, bro. You're gonna. Here's the thing. I told you yesterday. It's like you're gonna the. It's like a hamster wheel, bro. It's like the cycle is gonna repeat itself because based on what you're earning right now, I know, and this is not me being pessimistic. It's not me being negative. You're not going to be able to sustain in that market with what you have coming. Then you're relocating to another market, which means there's a learning curve there. You have to learn that market. You know how you have to learn how to be competitive in the gig economy in that market. That's going to hit you. That's going to be a roadblock for you. But guess what? You got rent to pay. You don't have the stability or the security of living under your mother's roof with your family. You got to pay the bills. You got to pay the utility. You got to pay the lights. You got to put food on the table, bro. That ain't enough money. Is that enough money just for you? Yes. Is that enough money for you plus 4 other people? Absolutely not. Is that enough money for 3 kids that are going to grow like weeds? Absolutely not. Is that enough money to feed 3 kids that are growing like weeds? No. Does that provide benefits? No. Does that provide life insurance? No. It's just like I told you this morning. Like, yo, what happens if your son or your daughter say, man, they want to do some extracurricular stuff? You homeschool them. That cost. College cost. Like, time is going to go really, really quickly, bro. It's going to go fast, bro. Now is the time that you're supposed to be setting up and securing their future. But you're telling me what you don't want to do. And I keep telling you the same shit, bro. It ain't about you. If you wanted it to be about you, you shouldn't have had kids, bro. That's fact. So, and I'm not saying that harsh. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Any man would tell you the same thing. It ain't about you. It's about their future now. You forfeited what you want to make things comfortable and life better for them. Here's the thing. You're going to take care of your kids for the rest of their life, bro. If things continue to go the way that they are, which I think they're going to go this way and get worse, eventually we're going to hit a point where parents are going to have to take care of their children even as adults for the rest of their life, right? Because things are going to be, the more things become out of reach, the more it's going to be, the harder it's going to be to obtain certain things. Similar like what you're talking about, purchasing a home. So now think about when your child becomes 20 something, 30 something. Are you doing what you need to do for your kid to live under your roof that amount of time to make sure that you're in a position that if you have to take care of them, and 3 kids up until that point, because as time goes on, things become more difficult. Do you think you're doing right now what you need to accrue enough capital to be in that position 15, 20 years from now? So it ain't about, where I think, the people in your family or me will get along. I just think it's a bunch of people that are looking out for your best interest, and you just don't want to hear the truth, bro. I don't think you
That's
just
because
want to hear
it's
the
so
truth.
black and white. It's just
Life is black
put
and white,
yourself in
bro.
a box. That's what it is. That's
That's
the
what life
reality of it.
is. That's what life is, bro. Let
It
me
doesn't
explain
have to
something to
be
you.
that though,
Let me
Mark.
explain something.
There's
Yeah,
more than one
here's
black
the
and
thing.
white.
But here's the thing, big dog. It's only certain people. It's only a few people. That lifestyle you want to live, everybody can't live that life, bro. Everybody can't live that life because everybody ain't gonna make the choices and decisions and the sacrifices to live that type of life, bro. You've made choices in your life that life that you want to live, it may not be your life any longer. That life that you want to live, you've made choices already that may not be your reality. All right. So you've sacrificed that. You have to understand that. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand, that you've sacrificed that. You can't live off just be willy-nilly, wake up, and guess what? You got shit working for you, and you went to bed yesterday with 900,000. You woke up this morning with 925,000 because you got things that are working for you when you're sleeping, just resources and assets. You have to get to that point, right? And there's
Yeah.
things that you need to do to get to that point. There's sacrifices that got to be made,
I said
right?
I'm willing to work a job though.
All right. So go work a job, bro. Stop looking down on it. Stop looking at it like you're a slave. Stop saying that shit because it's ignorant, bro. When you say that shit to another person
It's my
who's in the
opinion
same
though.
mindset as you, yeah, it's your opinion, but it's still ignorant. And the people that agree with that shit, they just as ignorant as you are.
I mean,
Motherfucker
come on,
tell
Mark.
you one thing, agree
Let's not
with you,
act
and then
like
go
the
punch
people who
their ass
are.
in.
Come on, man. Let's.
Yo, check this out. The people that sit up there and sell you that bullshit, agree with you, key with you, and then as soon as they finish that conversation, they go punch their ass in the clock. Go punch their ass in. Man, stop telling you.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that. Oh, just because certain people are extremely wealthy, hundreds of billions of dollars, and some people make $100,000 a year or whatever is a good salary these days. I'm just saying, like, that's a big difference, Mark. If a billionaire spends $100,000, that's gonna be like spending maybe $50 to $100. Like, I don't,
What
you know what I'm
but
saying?
what does
So
that have to
that's
do
just
with
a
your
fact. That's
situation?
just a fact. No, I'm saying I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna handle where I'm at. I'm gonna put myself in a better position for my family, so that they can be stable. And
Okay, how are we
like
doing this?
that's
How are
where
we
I'm moving.
doing this? What's the
Man, the
plan?
way
How are
that
we
I'm gonna
doing
do
this?
it, I'll do the CDL. I'm not working no damn warehouse again. Okay, I'm not doing no call center. I'm not shoveling shit. I'm gonna build a career out of it. I feel like I don't want to go the trade route. So if I feel like I want to be a professional driver and I want to take it serious, then I get a CDL and I work it. Because my wife's her mother is married and she has a husband, whatever, and he's been trying to tell me, "Oh, get your CDL, whatever," all this different type of shit. And I'm like, I'm not working for nobody, all this different type of stuff, but I will. There's a reason why you keep bringing me up here to try to tell me to start a job, and I'm saying that's a job that I think that can lead into a career for me. That when I look back and I say, man, Mark, he said that you should get a job, and I decided to start a career in this area. And yeah, I had to start off with lower wages, and I was able to work myself up to a place where I was able to create stability for my children and help them have a better quality of life. And I can still have the opportunity later in life, if I want to, come back and worry about building the business and leaving something for my children. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with being rational at this point because everybody trying to tell me the same thing for a reason, right? So I'm saying if that's the game plan moving forward, I get a CDL and I work my way up. I know I have to take the bullshit at first, whatever, but eventually I have enough experience to where I can get into a cool position to where I can start to have my bills on auto pay and I could fix my credit situation, pay off my collections, get into a position where I can save up some money, put a down payment on a house. If I want to live there for the rest of my life, cool. If I want to use that as an asset to build other wealth, or if I want to rent it out and let somebody pay the mortgage, or however, I would like to get into a position so I could be more financially stable so that I could begin to have these other conversations that I'm not ready to have right now. The only thing I need to be focused on right now is being stable. You see what I'm saying? So I'm over it. I'm not gonna be irrational, whatever. Yes, people may think I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about my conspiracy theories. I'm used to it. I talk to my grandmother like this too. It doesn't really phase me. I talk to everybody like this. I'll tell a white person to their face, white people were brought here as slaves. That's where the word slave comes from. People look at you crazy when you say stuff like that. It's okay to say the Africans were slaves, but as soon as you say a white person was a slave, actually they were indentured servants. But we're not going to talk about all that, okay? I'm saying from here on out, I'm going to be a more responsible adult. I'm going to do the CDL. I'm going to create stability for my family, fix my situation, create more stability, and be smarter as I continue to move forward through life. And don't worry about running the 5 trucks for On Track right now. I'm not in that position to come and be a boss to do that. I have to level up. I am a slave at this point because I'm at a worker's position. And you're right. There are people with regular jobs. I would beg to differ about McDonald's because I have worked a restaurant job and I worked as much as they let you work, and it was 30 hours a week. And it was like, I think I got $800 every 2 weeks. I mean, like, they're not, like, they paying $20 an hour because that's what they have to do now, but they just gonna take you off that clock. They're not gonna never let you touch overtime. And yeah, you could go to a warehouse, get overtime. You could go to a call center, get overtime. I'm just saying, to me, I'm not trying to go to the warehouse, work the warehouse 30 years, call center for 30 years. When I worked at a call center, there was people been there for 30 years. When I went to the warehouse, there was people been there for 30 years. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't have a house, they weren't able to pay all their bills. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying I don't want to be the type of person to go to a warehouse and work for 30 years. Now, if there's people who go into trucking for 30 years, and if that ends up being me, I just feel like, personally, I feel like that will help. Like, that's something that I'm willing to do. You got to have your mind behind it. You can't just do something. Like, you have to wake up every single day and give it all that you got. I just feel like it has to be something to where you feel like, okay, I could build a career out of this. I'm not in a situation where I don't make any money at all and I just need to take any job. I just feel like if I build a career, if I'm serious about this thing, and then I come back to the business later, if I so choose to, when I get my shit together, and we'll just start there and we won't have the business conversation right now because my situation is not boss talk right now. You see what I'm saying? So,
All right. So still, I've asked you what's the plan going forward, and you still ain't got one. You gonna go to Dallas and do the same shit, bro. It's gonna be the cycle repeating itself. So when are you
so
going to
me going
CDL
to get
school?
my
When
CDL is not
so when are
change
you going
anything.
to CDL school, bro? When are you going to CDL school?
The soonest I could go is March.
As soon as you can go is March. All right. So
Yeah,
you gonna go? So all right. So boom. If you gonna go to CDL school, what school did you pick?
I haven't picked a school yet. I just decided this today, but I have been thinking, like, if I were to ever get a job, this is the only type of job I would get because So
So this is it. What you want to do? Hell or hot water. Regardless, even if you can't do this, then just screw everything else. This hell or hot water. This is it.
Mark, come on, man. That's like saying the same thing about a job. You can say, how are you going to get a job? Well, I would have to go apply for it. So how am I going to get a CDL? How would I get into that? I would have to apply for jobs, right? So
All
it's
right.
the
So
same
what school are
process
you gonna
as
go
going
to?
to
What
work
school?
at it.
So you gonna go to a school that's gonna pay for you to go there? You're gonna have to go through one of these
No, I
trucking
want to
company
pay for
programs.
it. I'll pay for it. I don't
Okay.
want to be
All right. How are
I
you
don't
gonna pay
want that
for it?
contract.
How are you gonna pay for it?
I'm going to pay for it with cash.
You know how much trucking school costs nowadays?
$5,000 when I went to
About
go check. Because
okay.
I tried to do this, and I tried to get a grant, but I missed the time, the deadline, whatever. So I wasn't able to get the grant. But if I could put up $5,000 to get, like, I
Uh,
would have had to build the
where you gonna come with the
transmission. That would have been
5,000?
3,500. Huh?
All right. How you gonna come up with the nickel?
come up with it, Mark. I'm gonna come up with it.
What's the plan? Because here's the thing: you don't have
Okay,
the.
you
Hold
want to
on,
know? I'm gonna
hold
take
on.
my. I'm gonna take the tax refund, and I'm gonna use that to pay for it. But somebody said on the Discord earlier that there's ways that you can pay it in installments, or there's different ways to finance it. So it's not like one clear cut. Like I would have different options. You know, I got to go talk to somebody about that. That's some of the next steps is to contact some of these schools, see what their requirements are, see how the payments work. How is there, you know what I'm saying? First, see if there's any grants. Is there still a grant? Like I'm pretty sure my dad got his with the grant. Like I could talk to him about that. You see what I'm saying? Like it's different things I could do.
All right. So you've looked into the WIA grant already?
Though I tried to get some grant. I don't remember what it was called. This was a few years ago.
The
I
WIA.
had my CDL permit, whatever. I took the test.
All right.
I
So
don't know.
so this is what you need to do. You need to look into the WIA grant. Um. So you're waiting for your tax money to go to school, right?
Yeah.
And then what are you gonna do while you're in school?
So I was gonna take the school on the weekends, and
So that's gonna prolong you getting the CDL.
I understand that. But this
So
is
how
a
many?
career, though,
So
right?
how long is it gonna take you to get the CDL just by taking it on the weekends? Like
Well, if you
4
said it
months or
takes
something like
eight
that?
weeks, if you said it takes 8 weeks, if you're going 5 days a week, then I would assume it would take more than double that. So if it takes 2 months, then what, 4 to 6 months, right?
And then you're just gonna do gig work to sustain your household in Dallas.
I feel like we're just gonna keep coming back to the same circle.
Well, because you still don't get it yet.
So you want me to say I'm gonna cancel my lease and I'm just gonna stay here and stay at my mom's
Well, here's
house
the thing:
until I get through
do
CDL
do,
school?
do
Until
what you
like,
want to do. What you want to do, but at the end of the day, your cost of living is going to go up significantly when you make the move cross country to Dallas, and I just don't think you understand that. I don't think you understand that with what you bring in and what it's going to cost you to sustain on your own without the security of your mother taking care of your mother's taking care of your family. You understand that, right?
man, Mark, I don't know how to like.
No, I'm just keeping it a buck with you. She's taking care of your family.
But this is when you say, what's the point of bringing up having land and a mobile home and all this other shit? And you're like, that shit ain't doing nothing. And then so you're like, well, if you get a job and then you could just be a regular person and either pay your mortgage or pay your rent or whatever. And it's like, there is something I could do there to where I can have a house for my children and we straight. Three
I understand
bedroom,
that,
mobile
but
home.
what does that got to do with today, bro? You don't even got the money to to renovate it.
I know, but
So,
even if let's say I wanted to buy a house, I don't have the money to put down on a
bro,
house
you ain't.
either.
Why are you even looking at buying a house? What are we talking about here, bro? We talking about what we can do today. We got to talk about what we could do today. Like all this stuff that you talking about is way down the line, bro. That shit way down the line. First thing we need to do is change your mindset. We need to change your mindset. We need to unlearn you of all this dumb shit that you done consume from all these fucking retards on the internet that's done sold you this goofy ass shit. You gotta unlearn all that shit. First thing, it starts up here. Because if this ain't strong, then everything else is your mind is it controls everything you do. It controls your arm movement, your leg movement. It controls whether you get your ass up in the morning. It controls whether you roll your ass back over and go to sleep. Your mind is conditioned. That's what's holding you back, right? Because the way you look at work and the way you look at the way things work, the way you look at the world is flawed. You don't even understand the fact that, you're not even in a mindset to understand the fact that your life is, you don't have a life. Your personal life is over with, bro. You still haven't admitted to that. You still refuse to adhere to that. You keep saying
Mark,
me,
I-
me,
you're not gonna
me,
convince
me,
me
me.
to get a job. I don't care, man. Like
Oh well,
I'm
there
gonna
you
just
have
be
it.
honest.
There you have it. So that to me, that's just basically saying
I don't
you don't.
care, man. I don't give a fucking
Hold on.
shit
Check it out.
regardless. What are you
So
talking about? This
hold
is
on,
life,
bro.
nigga. I seen my mom work. All she has is
This
a
ain't
fucking
life, man.
house. What are we
This ain't
talking
life.
about? That's
So
all
so
she has, Mark. That's what she has. She
so
has a
guess
house.
so.
She has a house, Mark.
All
She
right.
has a house.
Hold on. But how did she obtain it? How did she
God
obtain it?
damn.
How did she
She's been
obtain it?
fucking slaving for 30, 40 years. What do you
Okay,
mean? How did she
slave
obtain it?
work, whatever you want to call it. So how the fuck do you think you get shit without
I
working,
just
bro?
told you I have land. I have different options. I don't have to fucking slave away for 30 years to have a mortgage. That's what I'm saying.
What the fuck?
Like,
You
come
got
on,
land.
man.
You got land. You got land that you can't.
I'm not
Okay,
doing that shit. I'm not getting a
hold on,
job. Like, I don't know. You
Has
trying to
this?
change
Hold
my
on.
mentality? What you
Have
said?
you?
I
Have
said,
you? Have,
do the
have you
CDL.
inherit?
That's
Have you?
it. I'm
Have you
not
inherit?
doing no fucking working at Amazon. I'm not doing none of that.
Have you
That's
inherit?
ridiculous.
Have it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, Mark.
All right, let me ask you.
It's ridiculous to
Have
keep
you?
up with the Joneses. I'm in a nice ass neighborhood right now. You know what happens to these people? They got to pay higher for their mortgage. They got to pay higher for their cars because they got to keep up with the fucking Joneses. They go to work. They got to have the new Tesla because the old Tesla's old. They got to have the new iPhone. They got to have the new this, the new that. Like, come on, man. I'm not playing those games. Like
But
that
okay,
shit
so
just to have
so
a house at the end of the day. Like
so so
that's what
so
we're talking about. That's the
have you
bottom line is a house, right?
have no? Have you inherited this land?
Mark, I
Have you
already
inherited?
told you.
Have you inherited it?
If I want to go up there and talk to my grandparents about it, they're still alive. So obviously, it hasn't been handed over to even their children yet. My grandparents are still alive. When they die, somebody's going to get inherited the land. Like, so what I'm saying is, it's not that I'm written out of the will or something. This is on my mom's side of the family. She's been written out of the will. My grandma, she said that those people they don't mess with her and they didn't hand her down no land. But on my dad's side, I talked to my grandfather. He showed me the trailer. He said he'll help me do it and everything.
Okay.
Like I
So
already been out there. I looked at it. I grew up going out there. I used to spend the entire summer in Alabama when I was a kid. My mom would fly me and my sister out there, and we would spend the entire 3 months there. Then we would come back to Colorado. So it's not like I haven't been out there. I don't know this family. Like, no, that's my grandmother. This is my
all right,
grandfather on my dad's side. Like,
all right.
this is the land that was handed down over
So
generations now.
all right, but here's the thing: it's 2 generations removed before you get to it. It's your grandparents. Hold on, your grandparents have kids, so it's going to go to the next generation.
Mark,
So
that's not necessarily how the land works. If you want to live off on the land, you can live on the land. Like,
okay, so the land needs
I
to be
mean, if I want
redeveloped.
to talk
The rent,
about,
the
okay,
land
how
needs
can
to
I
be
get peace?
redeveloped. Okay, the land needs to be redeveloped, right?
No, my grandfather said all you have to do is connect the electric to the it's already developed land. They have a brick house that's 100 years old or whatever. Like this is a real thing. I'm not
And
making this shit up. Like
how long has it been? How long has it been vacant?
it's not vacant. They live there. My grandparents lived there. All their
So
kids moved off the
okay,
land. They said they don't want to be in
all right,
Alabama.
slow down. So if
You
you
know.
were to relocate there now, where would you live?
Well, obviously, I would have to live in the house with them at first until I was able to rehabilitate the
All
trailer.
right, so here's the thing: the cycle is just repeating itself. You looking to move from under one person's roof with your family to under some older people's roof with your family.
We're
So
talking about bottom line, dude. If I get a
let
job,
me. All right, so let's look at it like this. So you still are having an issue with self accountability and being a responsible adult that has children. All
I
right, well,
don't
bro,
like know how to get this through to you. Just like how
but
you can't get
you
it through
can't
to me. I'm
you
not
can't
working no damn job. That's
you
what I
can't
just told you.
listen. You can't get ignorance through to me. You can't penetrate this mind with ignorance, bro. You
Bro, I'm
can't
not getting a
penetrate my
job.
mind with
I
ignorance.
said I'll do
Here's the thing.
CDL.
Okay, so look at me. Look at me. Where do your kids fall into the spectrum? Where does their quality of life and their future fall into the equation?
Obviously, Mark, we want them to be safe. We don't ever want them to be hungry. We don't want them to go without. We want to be able to teach them, and help them to go on to do great things in the world. So I don't understand where me getting a job so that I could pay a mortgage for 30. I don't understand where that fits into the equation, man. Like, the bottom line is we need a place to stay. That would put me ahead of all those people that you're talking about that work at McDonald's and they pay their mortgage every single month.
Okay.
If I was able to
All right.
own my property outright
You need a
and
place to
there's
stay.
no
Okay.
expenses.
Here we don't have to talk about home ownership. The bottom line is you need a place to stay. You've been trying this gig thing for the past 10 years to no avail. Why? Because like I always say, it's not sustainable. You are a case study of everything that I've been telling people all along. What provides more stability?
Oh my God, dude.
Okay,
How
so
much
hold
was
on,
the CDL?
bro. But we talking about
But
half
that's
a
not
year.
good enough.
We
The
talking.
only thing
We
you
no
want
no
me to
no.
say,
It's not.
yeah,
It's not the
I'll go
fact that it's not
shit
good enough.
tomorrow.
It's no.
I'm not taking my feelings.
That's not the fact that it's not good enough. We talking about another half a year away. Your situation, you need to turn. You need results now. You need to make better decisions now. You cannot prolong what you can do today for tomorrow. You need results now, sir. Now. Not 6 months down the line. Your mindset, you still like, you can't change me. You can't change my mindset. The difference between me and you is I'm more wise than you. Way more wiser than you. Okay? All right? What I'm trying to get through you is that you feel that you keep failing to realize and keep failing to understand is, and this is what I ultimately, want you to understand. Look at me, bro. Look at me. You said you need this. You don't got nobody to talk to. What you want, and feel what I'm telling you. It may hurt you. It may hurt your feelings. I don't care. What you want don't matter no more. I don't know how more direct I can tell you that shit, bro. You still talking about what you don't want to do, bro.
Okay, that's just how I am, man. I'm not gonna do
All right,
nothing I don't want to do.
so, bro, I
That's
need
the
you to
bottom.
look at me, bro. Listen to me. I need you to step up to the plate, bro.
I'm not about to go get no job at no damn Amazon. I'm just telling you that right now.
Who said Amazon, bro? Here, check this out.
And
You
maybe
hold on. Listen to me. You got an Amazon vest on right now.
Yeah.
Why you got that vest on?
Mark, because I'm supposed to be delivering these packages, but I'm on this call right now. So
Okay, deliver the packages. We can get off.
Okay.
Because you wearing the vest, but you saying you're not a slave, but you wearing a vest. So you
Mark,
are.
it's okay. Okay.
You
Big bank, take little bank. You're gonna make me look stupid every time, dude. You're set up. You're good. I'm in the basement. I look stupid. Okay?
What are you talking
It's
about?
okay.
I'm
I
trying to
understand I
help
look
you.
stupid.
No,
I'm
it's not
even
about
fucking
look
reading the
stupid.
chat and I know they're calling me stupid. Okay?
No, bro,
I don't really
I'm
care.
trying to change your mindset, bro. You talking about
I'm not.
you know why?
I'm
Here's the
not gonna
only
think like a normal person.
here's what I'm trying to tell you. The only reason why you look a certain type of way is because you're saying I'm not gonna go work for a company while you're sitting up there with the vest on. You have an Amazon
Mark,
vest on. So hold on.
Like,
It's not a game. It's not a game. Here's what I'm telling you.
What if Mark Zuckerberg step in the room, he start flexing on you? Like,
Mark Zuckerberg ain't
you're
Mark.
on two
Hold
different.
on. I'm not flexing.
Sustainability versus Mark Zuckerberg, a billionaire. Those are two different things.
What are we talking about here, bro?
On two different levels. You're making
we're not comparing me to you. When did I say, man, I'm doing this and you not doing nothing? I never compared.
No, I'm saying.
So why do it? Because now
to make me look stupid because my situation. If I had money, if I was in a good position, you wouldn't be able to say nothing to me. Okay.
So here's the thing. Now you're touching the nerve. Right? Now it's touching the nerve because you could. Hold on.
Write a
So
check, do
me,
whatever I need to do. Go ahead, my bad.
so me trying to give you good information so that you can set yourself up in the future, it's to touch the nerve. And this is what I always tell you: when people start taking shit personal, that's when you know, like, this ain't even a debate, and you going personal. I ain't never compared me to you. What does that got to do with anything?
I'm not. All
When
I was doing
listen,
was trying to
what?
paint a picture.
No,
I was
you
trying to
can't
paint a
paint a
picture
picture, bro.
of
You
my
can't paint a picture.
situation compared
Your
to your
situation.
situation.
I'm trying to help you change your situation by helping you change your mindset, bro. You sitting up
But
here
I don't
talking
want to
about
do
you
it the way
what you
you trying to
hold
tell
on.
me.
It ain't about what you want. I'm trying to get you to understand that it's not about you, bro. Like what part of that? All right, well then here's the thing, bro. I tried. You don't care anymore. You said yesterday, Mark, we need you. So I'm sitting up here doing what y'all keep
Don't
asking
pay
me. Young
nobody in
blood last
bills.
week.
You
Motherfucker.
say if I offer you a job for $30, you shovel shit. You don't got no job for me to shovel shit. That's a hypothetical
Okay.
situation. You
And I
just
asked
saying
you that. I
go out
asked you
there and
that.
just get a job. And
Hold
I'm
on.
thinking
I asked you
logically,
that.
I'm gonna
Do
be
you
at
know
the
why I asked you
warehouse.
that?
I'm
Do
gonna
you
be
know
at
why
a
I
call
asked you
center
that? Do you know why I asked you
because
that?
you want to see if I'm willing to do anything to take care of my children. That's right.
Exactly. And you know the answer that you gave me is
No,
that you're not willing to do it. You're right. I don't have a job shoveling shit. But it was a hypothetical to see where your mindset is at, to see if you're willing to do what you need to do to take care of your family. And you just fuck the hypothetical. You just said it right now. No, you're not going to do what it takes because it's about you. So I don't think, you said, man, Mark, you're my because you're this, then the third was shit. If I was really, if you really was listening to me, then you really take heed to what I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? In order for people to change, there has to be someone that makes the sacrifices so the future generations do better. Right? Everybody wants generational wealth. Well, this is the problem. The people don't want to do and be the sacrificial generation to make sure that the generations after them are the ones that have the fucking wealth.
isn't that what my mom did though?
You said you talked your mom into quitting her job with this dumb shit you
And
talking
now,
about.
last year she made over 200,000 with the nonprofit.
Okay, what roadblocks does your mom have at her age in life that prevented her or that didn't prevent her from going to do what she had to do? See, you got 3 little bitty kids that are under 6 years old. Your mama's kids are grown, bro. Your mom is life. She got life. She could do whatever she want to do, bro. This is what you keep.
Bro,
I don't get you. Go ahead. I'm listening. Then I'm gonna let you go. You can drive, bro. Go and drive. Drive your car. You can drive
I
and
know,
talk.
but I can't see the address because of the whatever. But I'm saying
All right. Well,
the bottom line is you need a place to live. Whether you're renting, whether you're owning, however you do it, you need a place to live. I don't understand what sounds so crazy because I say my family has land where I can live somewhere and I won't have to pay rent. In your mind, because that just sounds crazy for some reason, even though your family's from Arkansas and Louisiana, my family's from Alabama and Texas and Mississippi, and they've been doing that, and they had generational wealth, and they were running the farms up until the 1960s before they moved into the city, before my family migrated to Colorado. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we're that far away from what we just had. We just lost this generational wealth. And I'm not bringing that up to talk about oppression or whatever the hell. What I'm saying is it helps to visualize what you are capable of. And I'm saying when I did the research, my people were farmers all the way back in the 1700s. They supposed to have been slaves during that time. They owned land. They had assets. They were making moves. My great 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 grandfathers and all them, they were bosses. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying I can get back to that point.
oh man, you're not under 32, Adam. You're not under 32.
Sorry, my bad.
Today's panel is for 32 and under.
I sure am not 32 or under. Sorry, didn't even read that.
Maybe
I
the
just
next
saw
live stream.
I just saw you on YouTube and I was hopped on right away. All right, chill out. Bye.
All right. Yep. So
Hey, can you just keep talking? I gotta drop down though.
go
I'm
ahead.
not gonna
Go
lie.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right, I appreciate it though.
Yep. Anybody else 32 and under want to call up? 32 and under, 32 and under, 32 and under, 32 and under. I don't know. We're gonna keep working with them though. That's fine. We're working with them on and offline. It just is what it is, I don't know. He's not the only one. He's not the only one. Up until talking to him, I'm going to add the gig economy to my list of things that have destroyed and are continuing to destroy this young community. These people that are 32, 33, 32 and younger. I'm going to add the gig economy to social media and to, just misinformation, misinfluence. I'm going to add the gig economy because the gig economy, what I've learned just from talking to him and maybe a few other people, but really him, is that the gig economy has given people some false sense of reality of entrepreneurship and stability. It's the dumbest shit in the world. That's why it's called gig. Gig. Look up the definition of a gig. It's just like a band. I'm playing a gig. They're not on tour. It's a gig. Whoever that was, you clicked and then you ran. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. 32 and under. I only want to talk to people 32 and under. 32 and under. 32 and under. I don't understand the issue with having a job either. I don't understand why the young generation frowns upon it and they look at it as a slave. You're more of a slave running a gig. You're more of a slave running a gig. You're more of a slave as a gig worker. To be honest with you, if you want to really put it into context, there's no stability there. You're on demand. It's based on demand at the time. It's an on-demand type of thing. If there's no demand, then there's no job. You work a job, if it's slow, and you have a job, and you're on a job, and you're in a career, you bullshit. Hey, go look busy. Y'all ever had a boss that say, listen, it's slow, go look busy? I remember when I worked in retail in college, after the holidays, January and February, really slow. I'm full-time. I got to get my 40. I'm getting my 40. I'm full-time. They got to give me 36 to 40 hours, guaranteed. Hey, go look busy. I'm in the stock room folding clothes that's already folded. I'm unfolding clothes to refold clothes. Why? That's that stability there that they say is not there. So that's bullshit. But guess what? In the same sort of industry, e-commerce is a form of retail, and you're a gig worker, it doesn't offer you that same stability or that same luxury. You can't look busy when you are on demand. You can't look busy when there's no vested interest into you. As an employee, the company has vested interest. They're paying 50% of my health benefits. They provide me with a salary. They've guaranteed me 36 to 40 hours a week, regardless of sales. The people who bear the brunt of layoffs are the people who are part-timers or seasonal workers. Who becomes a full-time worker? Competitive. When you got hired as a seasonal worker for the holidays, there's a certain amount of people that they are going to keep on. It's the people who outperform the people who came in there and half-ass shit. Those are the people in January that get laid off. Link is pinned to the top of the chat, 32 and under. I don't understand why people think this. Why we shun and we frown upon traditional work. And no one can explain it. Even him, he can't explain it. You sit up there and you tell me, oh, I'm not going to go work in Amazon. You working for Amazon as a contractor. The person who's punching the clock at the Amazon facility as a warehouse worker is in a better situation than the gig worker. And I challenge anybody, they can hit the link and they can Explain to me how a gig worker for Amazon is in a better position than an employee for Amazon. Articulate that to me. How is a person that punches a clock a slave? Articulate it to me. Anybody else 32 and under wanna come up here and have a conversation? 32 and under. I know Adam, I saw you click the link. Adam says he's just frustrated and tired of running in circles, and crazy thing is that we don't learn quick enough from our and other people's experiences. And that's the thing. We need to learn from other people. Listen, you got to pay attention to everything that's going on around you. Me, I take in everything. I see people make good decisions, I consume that. I see people make bad decisions, I consume that. People's bad choices and decisions, in the way, the results behind their bad choices and decisions, I put that in my long-term memory. I better not do that dumbass shit. Because these are the results of what happens when you do that. If I want to get to this point, this is what I need to do. I need to work extremely hard, and I need to minimize my expenses. And I've been telling people this. People, I'm just going to get a cargo van. And what do I always tell people since day one? Get you a dedicated route in the morning. Go do you Office Depot. Go do you Staples. And then use the gig apps to supplement income. Saying that shit since day one. Well, man, I don't want to be dedicated. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. Bro, they're telling you what to do when you pull into the warehouse. Turn your lights on. You pull into Amazon, they tell you to turn your lights on, honk the horn, they put this vest on, all this shit. They're telling you what to do. Here's your route. Here's 20 stops. Here's the addresses. Now go deliver them. Telling you what to do. Put this vest on. The difference between you and a DSP is the DSP has benefits. There's vested interest into those individuals because they're employees. We want to develop those employees. We need some employees to grow and to scale, because there's positions and higher levels that we rather hire people from within. Us investing time into individuals, us growing people within the company helps us grow. We don't care about you, gig worker. You're independent. There's no vested interest there. There's no obligation for us to take a loss if seasonality kicks in and it's January and it's slow. You're not one of our full-timers that, we just got to put you on the clock, even though we really don't have the volume. But because you're a full-timer, we got to give you 36 to 40 hours. It's just no opportunity for you. So tell me how you can build a life, sustainability or sustainable life on that. Where do we go where, we start to not hold ourselves accountable for decisions that we made? The moment you decide that you're going to start a family, is the day that you decided it wasn't about you anymore. That's just the way it is. Like, no one has to tell you that. You don't have to be raised to know that. It's just, to me, I would just think it's just common sense. Um, but it's clear that this young generation is lost. How you doing?
Oh, you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Okay. Well, for starters, how about I just get right into it? I have a couple questions written down, and I'm sorry, I look crazy.
How old are
The
you?
first one is I'm 22, and it's kind of slow season right. Well, it's not. It should be a heavier season, but I have a little Ford Focus, and I don't think it's gonna get me through. I do gigs, by the way. I don't think it's gonna really get me through this winter coming up. What is another route? What is another route I could take?
You got a Ford
That
Focus?
Yeah, little sedan, nothing too
And where do
big.
you live at?
Baltimore, Washington area. Give me 1 second while I pull up my notes. Okay, I'm ready for you.
So are you saying your Ford Focus is not gonna what? What do you do?
Um,
Uber, Lyft?
no, I do. The three I'm mostly on is Jitsu, which I only was ever able to really do one order on that, but I'm trying to get back into that. Jitsu is like Amazon Flex. I
Mm-hmm.
do Roadie, and then I View It, and
Yeah,
occasionally I do Coral, which is like lunch when you deliver
I
lunch.
yeah, I only heard of Roadie. I don't know the other three. I never heard of those, so I don't even I don't even know what they are. But why don't you think your car is gonna make it?
She already kind of broke down on me. Just got her back out the shop, and I'm like, I don't know if she's gonna withstand me running around like that, like I was for those
Mm-hmm.
few months. So I'm like, what is the next best? I was able to save up a few dollars when I was having her, but then I actually had to go to the shop, so that kind of took out of that. So what is like the next move? What should be my next? I've been watching a few videos. I watched you a lot. You're kind of the reason I got started into the gigs at first because I want to save up for a cargo van. But now that my car is down, it's like I don't really want to take the rental route and go into more debt, or like I don't really.
So what was you doing before you started doing the gigs? Or while
Before I
you're doing
started,
the gigs? You got a job, right?
yeah, I have a job.
All right. And you do the gigs to supplement, right?
Right. That the gigs was my mind with the transportation. I want a cargo van. That's my whole mind going. I want to have my own fleet. That's where my mind is with the transportation business. So I thought, hey, do the gig apps with your regular car, save up for a cargo van. I didn't think about the wear and tear as much, honestly. I knew it was going to be wear and tear. I knew it was going to be gas. I knew I was going to always have to have something in the cut for when it did break down on me. But now that it's winter approaching, and now that I know that what it really looks like and what those costs look like, I'm like, what should be another route? Where do I go from here to still save up for my cargo van?
So you work where do you work at?
I work remote. It's like part time though.
So you work from home
Yeah, for a nonprofit.
and your car is down right now, right?
Yeah, in a shop.
You look like you're gonna have to get a job.
And I'm okay with that. I'm not like the other guy. I'm perfectly fine with working.
Okay. It look like you're gonna have to go to work. You got the money to get the car fixed, right? Or you don't got the money to get it fixed?
Yeah, I got the money to get fixed.
All right.
From
Well,
that's basically half of what I saved out of it.
so I mean, once you get it fixed, you can continue doing what you were doing. Once you get it fixed, you can continue doing what you were doing.
That's the thing too, though, because like she is a little bit older. I'm gonna just be honest. It's an old 11, so she is older, and I've just feel like in these last 4 5 months, I've been doing this since like July consistently. In these past few months, I just know that I'm gonna put way more wear and tear on her. And I don't feel
It's a
like she's
Ford.
like,
It's a
yeah.
Ford. It'll be fine.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Listen, wear and tear comes with any vehicle. It comes with a new vehicle. It comes with an old vehicle.
But like Toyotas, for instance, when I did a little bit more research, Toyotas are kind of built for the wear and tear. I didn't really do research on my own
Well,
car, but
Toyotas, they just have a better powertrain. Their powertrain lasts longer over a period of time. I wouldn't necessarily say they're built for the wear and tear, but their powertrain lasts longer than a traditional American made. economical car. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, right.
So
And how do you feel
so
about if I sell this to get something a little bit better, like a minivan?
why would you sell it? What's wrong with it?
Just because she's a little older, and I know she's gonna break down again. I know she's gonna break down again. I have
Okay,
no doubts that she's
okay,
probably
you
gonna break
sell
down
that to
again.
get what? Sell it to get what?
A minivan to get at
What
least
year?
larger
What year?
orders.
What year?
I'm thinking anything over 2013.
Okay, so you get a 2013,
2013.
2014. How many miles you think gonna be on that?
I hope under 170. I'm looking between 70 to 100.
So you 2013 Honda, and how much you think you gonna cost? How much you think this gonna cost?
If I buy it off where I got this one from, two to three
2 to 3 what?
K.
1,000?
Hmm.
Okay. You buy a $2,000 to $3,000 car. You know what's gonna happen? Same shit. It's gonna break down. It's gonna probably run you a little while, and it's gonna break down. So what's the difference?
Yeah,
You just want a newer car.
bigger. That's my mind's at, bigger, so I can take more loads and get more for my buck. When it comes to roadie and just to, I could take more loads, which will give me at least more money per mileage or something. But you're right. Either way, it is going to break down, especially if I keep getting used cars. It's going to break down either way.
I mean, I don't have a. I mean, I think use is the way to go, especially when you're new and you got limited resources. About maximizing what you have. It's about maximizing what you have. That's the problem. People don't know how to maximize what they have. Like like the guy who just left. He had a gifted van. All he had to do was put a transmission.
Yeah,
He decided to
yeah.
go get a note, a $22,000 note. Life is about choices and decisions. So if you've been working a job and then doing gigs with what you've been doing, and you got to understand that you have to reinvest back into the business, and a new vehicle, old vehicle, you gotta spend money on maintenance. The difference between a newer vehicle and an older vehicle is you're gonna spend more money with the newer vehicles because you're gonna have to maintain that, all while you still pay a note on it
Right.
and higher insurance. So, I mean, it's up to you. We can want more, but if we're not in a position to get more comfortably without over leveraging ourselves, then it's not time for us to grow.
Right. Total, because this car total, I probably spend on her alone probably less than 500. My insurance is real low, and the gas isn't too much. She runs good on gas. She runs great on gas.
Okay. Well, then what? I don't understand what's the issue. How much is it costing to get it fixed right now?
Whew, like 15.
What's wrong with it?
Um, my I need a few things. I need a new serpentine belt or something like that. Something
Serpentine?
with, yeah, serpentine belt, something with my water pump, and something else. I'm not even 100% sure. He was just telling me like, yeah, I could do this, that, and the third, but it's almost this how much it's gonna come to. It's just three problems. I know it's the serpentine belt and I know it's the water pump for sure. I'm not sure about the third problem, but I was just like, okay. I just said, okay, get it done. Honestly.
Yeah, just get it fixed and keep rolling.
Okay. Okay. Maybe it's me just wanting more. Maybe that's okay. But I'm fine with that.
I mean, it don't sound like that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Those little issues ain't nothing.
Yeah, it's no like battery or transmission or none of those
That ain't
issues.
nothing either. When you hear, to me, a transmission ain't really no big issue. People make a big deal out of a transmission. That's nothing. Engine, then you're there because the engine is an issue. But pretty much everything else to me really is minor. It's things that can be
Okay.
fixed. That's why
And in
you.
the meantime, yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say in the meantime while I'm saving up for the cargo van, I've been, getting all my licenses and stuff and straight. And I actually was on the chat with you yesterday. So
With me?
LLC,
When?
yeah, Discord. I joined the Discord 2 days ago, and I was on the phone with us in the Discord yesterday. But the LLC, my EIN, after I get my cargo van, I have to get the DOT, then get an intrastate. Is there anything else I'm missing? Because a lot of people, I believe it, but then I don't. And then I go on Maryland website. Maryland doesn't really, their rules and regulations aren't, they don't really have a lot of licensing for me. But I want to make sure I have everything in place.
I think if you're gonna run in Maryland, you do have to get a MD number. I think if the
Right, for the
vehicle is
cargo.
over if the vehicle is over 10,000 pounds. If the vehicle is over 10,000 pounds. If you're gonna run some dedicated stuff, they may require you to have certain authorities as well. So
Okay. Off the top of your head, anything I should look up? Like what type of authorities dedicated routes may require?
off the top of my head, say that again.
Are there any like authorities that you could think about that I could like Google on Maryland, or just type in transportation authorities
Look up the
requirements?
MD number. Like I said, the MD number. You could look up DOT and MC number, but I wouldn't jump on those too soon. If you come across some type of contract, dedicated contract, and those are the requirements that you have to get it, then I would, look more into that, acquiring those. But for now, you can look up the MDDOT, which I think is 10,000 pounds or above, depending on which van you get.
I'm sorry, I'm over here taking this. Okay. And that was really it. If there's anything else you want to tell me, I'm here to listen. But that was really it.
No, you said you want to start a company, right?
Yeah, I wanna get up to a fleet.
Okay.
That's like the main. And then I was actually watching one of your videos before the live where you was talking to, I think it was a Spanish guy about the S corp. And I looked up how to transfer my LLC to an S corp, but I don't think I make enough yet to do S corp.
Hmm. Okay. So you want to get up to a fleet of vans? Doing what?
Main goal is medical supplies. I want my first fleet to just be medical supplies. So like wheelchairs, bedding, things like that.
Okay. Well, how you gonna do it? What's your plan to do it?
Was my plan on building the company? Well, first it's obvious doing the gig, saving up for my first cargo van. After I get my first cargo van, I have a list of it's like 20 to 30 different companies in my area for dedicated routes. Do a dedicated route with my van. After I save up for that, I'm keeping my job throughout all this so I could pay for my household bills and I don't have to touch the business money. Save up for that. I already have my business account, get those directly deposited in there to save up for another van. Now, once I have two vans, then I'll hire a driver.
Wait. What was your plan to get the second van again?
Doing a dedicated route with my first van, saving up, and then getting the second van. Because I don't want to do a note with my vans. The note plus the insurance, I know it's gonna kill me. So I'm really thinking of getting like maybe a pre-used older van too to start with. Pay that down, pay that full off, so I don't have a note for that as well. Do a dedicated route. Don't touch the dedicated route money for at least 8 months. Go buy another van, and then grow from there. Same thing. Just keep doing the same process. Is that not? Does that
No,
sound crazy?
I'm just listening. Who gonna drive the van? The first van?
Right. So I'll still drive a van, and he'll drive a van,
Who is he?
or they,
Oh,
whatever driver.
okay.
Does it sound like a good plan?
I'm just listening.
Okay.
I'm just listening. So I just asked you what your plan was. So
That's like the main plan. And when you were speaking about adding vans and things like that, or having a fleet that you need to go to an S corp, that's why I was like, hold on, let me re-Google
Well,
what S corp
I
was.
you know that's up to each individual person. That's up to you and your CPA. I just tell people what I think works best. But everybody got their own way, doing things. You still want to, do your own research on things. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion based on how I've done things. So still, just what I'm telling you is just don't take my word for it. Still do your own research.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Because once you said that, and I went online, I was like, dang, I should switch it. And then as soon as you say switch it, a form pops up, the whatever IRS form that you have to fill out to switch it over. But then I kept reading. I was like, I don't even make enough money. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough people. I'm driving in my Ford. It don't make sense right now to switch over and get taxed as an S
So you're
corp.
doing gig work under a business?
It goes into my business account. It's not like under my business. It's under me, but all the money goes into my business account.
So you gonna file taxes for this business?
Not this year. I don't think I made enough to file taxes this year. Oh my gosh! Now you have to Google what's the tax requirements.
So you started a business, well, LLC, right? And the EIN, and you just running gigs, and you just putting the money in there. Like, how you doing it?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I just put money to a business account. The LLC and the EIN basically just go to my. They were just for opening up the business account. And once I open up the business account, the gig apps, all that money just gets directly deposited into the business account.
Okay. And then what starts the business is you getting licensed and getting this van and
Right.
getting a
That's what
dedicated
actually
route.
started. Yeah. That's when I thought it was smart to then do my taxes once I had the cargo van. I was actually doing, I'm not going to say real work, but real work, because with gig apps, I'm like, how am I going to really do taxes on a business with my gig apps? And none of the apps are like registered underneath the
Well,
business.
how long you been doing the gig work for?
Since July. Like consistently
So
since
I'm
July.
pretty sure you've made enough to file for taxes.
Okay.
Joe Biden made it really, you could do gig apps for a few days now and meet the minimum threshold to do taxes thanks to Joe Biden.
Oh my gosh. Now I got to take a taxes course. I didn't
Yeah,
even
Joe
think about I was
Biden,
going to ignore taxes this year. I just thought I didn't. I was like, I just started. That just has nothing to do with me. But
you was
now
going
I
to
have to.
ignore it. Why was you going to ignore it?
I thought that the way the business was structured, I just automatically just assumed that I wasn't going to meet the threshold for business taxes. But now I'm going to YouTube business tax on YouTube.
You seem like you taking notes and stuff. Why in business we don't assume.
Yeah, but for personal, you have to have you have to make at least 3,000 that year to apply for personal credit. So in my mind, I
Joe
haven't
Joe
reached
Joe Biden
3,000 in
changed it.
business.
Joe Biden changed that. Who'd
When
you
you
vote
change
for?
that?
Who'd you vote for? Kamala? You vote for Kamala.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
you
vote.
did. You didn't vote. Who would you have voted for?
I would have could have voted for Kamala.
Yeah, Joe Biden changed all that.
I did not know that. Okay. So I have to do my research on this taxes stuff. Yeah, I'm basically taking notes on everything I need to look up. Everything I need to look up.
Yeah.
Little
Don't
things.
assume nothing. Assuming and just not going and searching for the answers will have people knocking at your door.
Right. So I'm glad I said that before tax season, because that's in a few months.
So people be knocking at your door. So just don't assume nothing. The information is there. Go seek the information.
That was an assumption based off of personal, just working. And when I Googled it for personal, I'm like, oh, well, it has to be more for business. But you're right. Assumptions get you nowhere, because I'd have got the IRS on my door in March by assuming.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was mostly it for right now. I'll probably come back with 1,005 questions once I get the cargo van. But
Okay. All right.
thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. I think I'm going to retire for the day. I'm going to go to the gym. Appreciate everybody. Make sure you guys have a good day. Hit the like button on your way out. Peace.